Now we're recording. But yeah, no, I don't even. Nicole, when we moved here, it was actually after we moved here. She went back to her dad's house and she was like helping him clean down his basement, and she was looking through her own stuff and she realized she had left a lot of stuff there, and it was like books and toys and CDs and old school shit from like being a kid. And she found that Nintendo DS with like a bunch of games and that thing there, that Guitar Hero attachment.
Yeah. And
she was like, holy shit, I need that. And then she brought it home and it was dead. Hasn't been played in a decade. And then after staring at it on that table for 6 months, we ordered a DS charger online on Amazon for like a few bucks. And then she was playing it. It's actually pretty hard, she said, which I could imagine.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty perplexed by it. Like,
it's very interesting.
Like I don't understand. Like I'm trying to wrap my mind how do you hold it? Number one.
Yeah, I don't.
Have you played it?
I haven't played it. All I remember is that she was like, "Oh my god, is this so hard?" And then I noticed there's only 4 buttons on there.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, real Guitar Hero has 5.
That's true. So you're automatically on medium mode.
Exactly.
I'm on expert.
I'm on expert.
Yeah. I played the shit out of it.
I think I could. I think I could probably handle it, but that's pretty fucking cool though.
That is pretty sick. I would probably destroy every song though immediately.
Yep.
4 buttons, 4 frets. Done. Easy. GG.
I love that game.
If
they remade that game, I'd buy it.
Honestly, you know what they need to remake and bring back is Rock Band.
Yeah.
Because I was big on the drums, because it was different than the guitar. So I thought it was so cool, like banging on the drum set, and then I got good at the drums. Became an expert on the drums. But then you put me in front of a real drum set, I can't do shit.
Yeah, no. Rock Band was actually difficult, I found.
Really?
I felt like it was harder than Guitar Hero.
I didn't like the Rock Band guitar.
Neither did I.
Because it didn't click.
Right. I used the Guitar Hero. I used a Guitar Hero guitar for Rock Band.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I did the same thing.
I had both of them, and I had friends that would come over after school and we'd play Rock Band.
Yeah.
And like, I'll sing, you play drums, you play guitar, you play bass.
You could sing.
I did. I sung.
You could.
Well, back then I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, so I was nowhere near as where I'm at now. But I still was usually the person singing because I was the only one with huevos to do it.
Yeah.
Because it's like you and 3 of your boys in a basement, and you're like, sending out an SOS to the world. And
dude, that's pretty good. You can carry it with them.
You're looking at your friend Steve, and he's like, dum 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 dum. Look at this fucking guy. Like, yeah, no, good times though.
Yeah, man, I miss it, but I'm with you, man, because I remember playing Rock Band. I first got it, and I was using the guitar, and I had the Rock Band guitar as well, and I'm sorry, the Guitar Hero guitar,
mm-hmm.
and the Rock Band guitar, like it didn't have that click thing.
Yeah.
And it actually eventually broke on me like a month in. And then I wrote a strongly worded email to Harmonix or whatever the name of the company was. Yeah, about the guitar. And they never got back to me or shipped me. So it's pretty bad customer service in my opinion. So I just went back to the Rock Band guitar.
That's funny.
Yeah, I still think about that. I think I still have the email, my little Gretzky Pro
probably.
Email.
Isn't that weird? I never delete emails unless they're junk.
Yeah, well, I have a junk email, and then I have 2 junk emails, I think, and then like 1 normal email, and my work email.
I have like 8 emails.
You have 8? But that's good, because then you can sign up for like 8 free trials.
I usually don't do that. If I don't like it, the free trial, I'll just get rid of it. Mm-hmm. Or I'll pay for it. I have no problem paying for Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I've come to get used to paying for things now.
Yeah. No, but I have a friend who, like you, would just make a new email every 30 days.
Mm-hmm. Bless you.
Wow. Every 30 days would make a new email to get free Amazon. I think it's to this day. He's like years of Amazon free trials.
That's great. I love the commitment. It's A for effort.
Yeah, for real.
I did it for Netflix years ago, but then that was before Netflix was as big as it is now, when they were still shipping the DVDs. Remember that?
Yes, I do. I remember thinking, that's so dumb, that won't last. Literally, I've thought about that. I felt that way about a lot of different companies.
Mm-hmm.
Netflix being one of them, when they were like, Want to try out that game but don't want to buy it? Order it on Netflix with a monthly subscription of $7.99. Yeah. We'll send you unlimited game or 3 games a month, and you can try it for 30 days. And I was like, that's so dumb. Like, I buy a game because I want it. I'm not the kind of person to try a game for 30 days and then give it up.
Yeah.
Like, that's so dumb. But then I had a friend who used to like achievement hunt, and he would literally it was like a wet dream for him.
Yeah.
He would get 3 games every month, 100% them, send them back, get 3 more games, like. But then they took the turn and they were like, how about movies? People rent movies. And I was like, okay, that might work.
Yeah.
And then they're like, boom, streaming service. Wow. And I was like, that's
streaming service is what did it.
That's not going anywhere. Definitely not.
And ultimately the death of Blockbuster too, as we witnessed.
Well, they helped put him out.
They helped what? Blockbuster go out? Yeah.
That and I think GameFly was the first one who did it.
Oh, I forgot about GameFly.
I just remembered it just now because I could see the packaging.
Wow.
It was GameFly.
Yeah.
Then Netflix started doing it. No one's like, fuck Netflix.
Yeah.
But Netflix had the more of the movie stuff, where GameFly was predominantly games.
Yeah.
And then I guess GameFly's. I don't know. They're probably not around anymore.
I think they're gone. I mean, what's the point of game? Like, I don't even remember the last time I bought a disc, like a digital, like an actual.
I
disc.
like physical copies.
Yeah. I don't do that. Well, I mean, I'm also mainly PC now, so there's no point.
PC masterpiece.
Damn straight.
But yeah, no, I even like downloading Apex, you had to download it.
Yeah.
I was like,
But why do you want the physical disc so bad? Why do you like that?
I don't know. I feel like it's more reliable. I don't know. I want it.
But what if you get to scratch on a disc?
I don't know. I just feel like the digital, like, what if they lose track that I bought it and I have to buy it again for some odd reason? And that digital stuff isn't 100% either, because my friend was telling me about Dragon Ball Xenoverse, the game, and he was telling me about Dragon Ball Xenoverse and Xenoverse 2, and he was like, oh, you can download them both on Xbox Marketplace or whatever, but like you can play the second one and it recaps the story from the first one and it's nothing new, so like you could just play the second one, you'll be good. And I was like, all right, maybe I'll give it a try. And then he texted me and was like, yo, it's on sale for $15, you could get both, or $20. I'm like, all right, I'll do it. And this is like years ago, right? And I go on the marketplace and I search it and they pop up. It says I own them both already. I've never played them before, ever.
Interesting.
To this day. Yeah. I downloaded them then on the spot. I was like, oh, owned? Download? And then I still never played them. I have them. I own them, apparently.
Dude, that's, you know what that is too? Like, that's like your 20s hitting. Like, I can't tell you how many games I own in my Steam library that I bought. And I still might have played them.
Because there's a sale or a discount?
Like I downloaded them and I never played them. Like, I guess like more recently, Cyberpunk is a bad example because that game just it kind of flopped. I played like an hour or two and I was like, I don't know. But what game was it? I think like Hitman. I bought Hitman. I played like 30 minutes of it. I bought that game full price actually. I haven't touched it since. Like, I don't know. And then I always go back to the other games that I'm playing. Like, I'll just go back to Rocket League or COD or something. I'm on a COD hiatus right now. I'm like bad taste in my mouth.
I haven't played COD in a long time.
Yeah, I'm done. I think I'm done. I don't know.
I'll never go back. It's complete and utter trash.
The Black Ops, was it Black Ops or
Cold War?
Cold War.
Yeah, Black Ops Cold War.
Yeah,
ruined
the game.
Ruined the game.
I haven't. It was
hands
terrible.
down.
Yeah, like that. Like once that came out, it was done. Like the gun.
And you know what? I even bought Cold War because I believed in it. The people who made the game, I like the people who make the game. I like the last Black Ops 4. Got some negative reviews and stuff like that, but I forget who it was. I think my friend Chris had bought it for me so he could play Xbox with me because he was away at school or whatever the case was. He was like, dude, you don't have any Xbox games. We got to play.
That's Chris, I know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Chris Ingram. And he was like, yeah, he's like, you got to get it so we can play together. And I'm like, but it's $60 or whatever it is, $50. I don't feel like it, blah, blah. And then he bought it for me for my birthday. He's like, oh, now you have to play with me. And then I started playing it. And I was like, oh, actually, this is pretty good. I like it. And it had like a competitive scene and a good creative scene. So I was like interested. So I was like, all right, Cold War. I like the concept. The story looked great. It had zombies in it. I love zombies.
Yeah.
And it was all just crap.
They changed the mechanics too.
It was all crap.
Yeah.
I've played multiplayer probably a total of 2 hours. since it came out in November.
Did you play by yourself or with friends?
I played by myself, and I think I played with friends like one time.
Mm-hmm.
The campaign was great, but the campaign alone is not worth the price of the whole game.
I don't have the attention span anymore to play campaigns.
And then even the zombies in the last game I loved. The zombies in this one's different. It went back to like how OG Zombies was, which a lot of people love, and it's got its own cult following, but I'm not a huge fan. I know it's great, but it's not for me.
Yeah.
I've been playing Apex Legends for 2 years.
You're in there.
I'm in there.
You're deep in the Apex.
I love it.
It's funny. I started playing it. I remember when it first came out, my friends got me all hype about it, and I downloaded it, and I loved it. I played it for a couple months. I was deep in it, and then something just clicked in me, and I hated it. And then I re-downloaded it recently, a couple months ago. I played like a couple games of it, and this was in the midst of like playing COD every day, and it felt so different from playing Call of Duty. Like the whole sliding, like I love the sliding. That's mad fun.
Movement, yeah.
Yeah, the movement's great. But there was something about it, like just picking up all the different attachments all game, like kind of like PUBG did. I don't know. I couldn't get back into it. Like I just didn't like it. So my friends still play it, but like I can't get into it. I just can't do it.
Yeah, no, and it's funny because even playing by myself, I still have a really good time. But when I play with my friends, it's even a better time, obviously. But I don't have a lot of friends that play it. And my one friend, Pal, who we played COD with, Lego King, he was big on COD, and he really liked it. We all had a good time playing Warzone.
Yeah.
And then I just would get so frustrated with Warzone.
It's very frustrating.
Like, you get killed by someone that's just so bad. Mm-hmm. There's so many things that are OP
or they're
broken or they're cheating.
Yeah.
So, like, for me, the biggest thing was, like, the probability of you winning a game is very, very low because of those things. And secondly, to queue up and drop again.
It takes so long.
Could take, 7 minutes, which isn't a lot. But in the gaming world, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Compared to Apex, where if you die, you go back to the main menu in a second, queue up, launch into a new game in 5 seconds, and then you're dropping in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Whereas like COD's got the pregame lobby and like all that stuff.
Pregame lobby. I don't understand.
I have no idea.
It blows my mind. PUBG did that too. You got a lot of burps today.
Well, I'm drinking this beer that won't stop. But so it just wasn't from. I said, you know what? I said, I forget what happened. There was one specific instance that happened where I literally said, I was like, I'm just done with this game.
Yeah,
I'm done.
Was it the DMR?
It was right before. It was actually right before the DMR came out.
Oh, okay.
But no, actually, no, it was around that time though because it was the Mac 10. Mac 10.
That was
Then
Mac
they
10,
nerfed the Mac 10 a little bit, but then people started using the DMR. But the Mac 10, like, it would win every single gunfight. Didn't matter. You could start shooting first. You lose every time. I'm like, how is this a fun game for anybody? How's this fun? You go to the gulag. Even if you die, you got to go to the gulag, and if you die again, you got to wait for your teammates. I was like, this whole system is just wasting time.
Yeah. And
it's encouraging people to buy things for the game, buy the battle pass shit so you can get the DMR quicker, and like, you get the DMR, you win.
Yep.
Like, I was like, it's just so bad. Yep. I was like, I can't take it anymore, so I quit. And then I made my friend Powell. I was like, dude, just try Apex again. Because he played it a long time ago when it first launched. And he was like, oh, I don't know. And it was the same thing. The first couple of times, he's like, oh, I don't know. Let's go play Warzone. But then I started, like, literally, like, master class. I'm like, all right, if he plays this character, they do this thing, and da-da-da-da-da. And he started learning. And then we'd be playing the game. And he's like, oh, what's that noise mean? Or, like, what's that? Because they're very good with the audio and stuff in that game, unlike Call of Duty, where footsteps, you could be on the 87th floor, and you're on the ground floor, and it sounds like he's right next to you.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell the difference in Apex. So now he likes it, and we have a group text with some other friends, and one of them will be like, yo, where are we dropping? As the indication of, let's go play Xbox or something.
Yeah.
And the one guy means Warzone, but the rest of us will not play Warzone anymore.
Yeah.
So he's like, Apex? And he's like, no, Warzone. He's like, boo, get out of here. I'm never playing with you ever again. Like, no.
That's similar to my group chat. A couple of my gaming friends. Like, I was always the one playing Warzone. They were the ones playing Apex. But now we all just hate Warzone. So it's kind of
well, now you're on Rocket League, the cult following of Rocket League.
Well, I've been on Rocket League.
Why do people love Rocket League? Why do people love Rocket League? Well, I don't understand. Explain
for starters, I've been playing Rocket League since 2015 or 2016, and that game is just. Have you played it? No. You haven't even given it a try.
I've watched videos. I'm not saying it's bad. Yeah. I know it's a great game and people love it.
It's free to play.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you, download it on Epic. It's free to play. Nice plug for Epic. Maybe they'll pay me for that. But,
you play it on PC, right?
Yeah, I'm done with Xbox. My Xbox isn't even a Netflix machine anymore. It just builds dust. But yeah, there's something about it, dude. There's so much to learn. Like when you start off beginning, you're very like basic with the mechanics. Like it's just like go and hit ball. But then you have to learn like some more strategy next. Like, okay, now we got to learn like rotations. Like, am I supposed to be on this position of the field or this position? Like, so you learn rotations, and then you learn how to get into like aerials where
it's 3-on-3, right?
2-on-2, 3-on-3, and 1v1. A couple of different game modes you can do. But then you have to master the mechanics of like aerials and like boosting and going in air and like rotating your car while you're in air. And there's just so much to like. I easily have over 2,000 hours on that game between Xbox when I first started in PC. I did take a break from it though for a while. I probably didn't play it for a little under a year, but now I'm getting back into it because it's just a nice game to play. Like you hop in, it's quick matchmaking on like Call of Duty, and yeah, man, it's just there's something about it, and the competitiveness in that game, like ranking up, it's super hard.
Competitive.
Yeah, because it's like, you know, Call of Duty, you just rank up. It doesn't matter if you lose a game, you get XP. You know, like you rank up from 0 to 100, whatever it is, prestige. But with Rocket League, if you lose a game, that affects your rank, so you can climb down the ranks if you lose a lot of games. So then you get that ambition where you're like, I want to keep ranking up. So that's what makes it even more addicting. You got to try it. It's great. And it's a controller based game. Like you can use a mouse and keyboard, but
do you use controller?
Yeah. Yeah, for Rocket League I use controller because it's a driving game. I play Forza too. Forza Horizon.
I play the original Forza Horizon.
I didn't play that one.
Was it up to like Forza Horizon 3 or something?
I think it's 4. It's the one in England. Yeah.
I love the Forza games. I've always loved the Forza games.
I don't like Motorsport. I like Horizon.
I played the Motorsport too.
Yeah, but you were a big car guy.
Yeah, I love it. It was awesome.
Yeah, I'm not like into the whole tuning thing. Like I'll just download like a tune from online, like for my car. If I'm doing a race, like I'll get a car and then I'll download a tune. I won't tune the car myself because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I've tuned my car before and it was bad. It's bad. So because I don't know that shit, you know. Yeah. Like I'm not like a big. The
mechanics of the game are incredible.
They're insane. It's so realistic.
It's so realistic. It's awesome.
Yeah. I got my little Subi in the game. Like I just play with my Subaru.
Have you seen the video? There's a video of it's like a GTR going around the Nürburgring or something.
I've seen that.
And it was a clip that was on like I see car shit on Instagram.
Yeah.
And it was like a clip that had gone viral of like this guy in a GTR getting like serious air off of a jump and then like going through these turns or whatever. And people thought it was real, but it was actually Forza.
That's wild.
But because the dynamic lighting and the shading and everything, it looks so real.
Yeah.
You're playing, 120 hertz or whatever, like 144. You can't tell the difference.
Yeah, no, you can't.
It's incredible.
You should get it, man. I'm back on that game too.
How much is it? I don't know.
I bought it last year. It's on sale. Maybe you can grab it.
Yeah.
It's like maybe it's
I buy
like
games when they're on sale. I bought Star Wars Battlefront 2.
I got that actually too. It was free.
Because it was free.
It was free. Yeah, I downloaded
a few weeks ago.
I played it for a little bit. I don't know. Like it's. Well, I'm also not. I've never seen a single Star Wars.
Well, fuck. Then I don't know how you'd like that game.
Well, I didn't like it. I didn't. I wasn't amazed by it. Like it was fun for a couple hours, but after a bit, I was like, eh.
For me, that game is really cool. It's really fun, and the free version that you were able to download came with everything, so you had like everything unlocked already. So it was cool to just be able to jump in, and that was obviously on PC. And playing a game from the jump on PC like that blew my mind.
Isn't the jump from console,
the loading speed, everything?
The jump from console to PC is crazy, right?
The only reason I'm not full PC is because I started Apex on console, and there's no cross progression.
What if you just use a controller? Oh, cross as in your account.
I lose all my shit.
Yeah, you lose all your shit. Gotcha. That sucks.
I wouldn't want to do that.
No, yeah, that's.
I'm like level 437.
I don't know.
Over the course of 2 years. Over the course of 2 years, it took me to get to there.
Gotcha.
And all the skins and shit that I have, like a lot of stuff comes out one time, and that's it.
See, like
and I have stuff from season 0, and they're now on season 8.
But like, I don't understand why they why they do that. Like, why wouldn't they design something that allows you to transfer your account to
Well,
PC? Because
they did that after the fact. So when it first launched, it was solo, like whatever console you played on, that was the console.
Mm-hmm.
And then this most recent season, or 2 seasons ago, they introduced cross progression, not cross platform.
Right.
So now you can play with people on any platform. Cross progression is in the works apparently, but for now it's just cross platform, which is fun because like my friend Pal plays on PC,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean I don't like getting thrown in PC lobbies when I'm on controller, but I mean I could still melt some kids.
Yeah.
But they have a couple advantages. I mean I have aim assist, I guess, but like one thing is like when you loot somebody, you have to go into their death box to like get their items. On console, when you're in, and like you're using your joystick to scroll and stuff and take stuff. On PC, you use the mouse and then you move with your thing. So people are looting and they're able to move.
Yeah.
On PC, but when I'm on Xbox and I'm looting, I can't.
Yeah, you're stuck.
Like you SOB. But other than that, it's it's still a pretty balanced game.
Well, you know what? Actually, now I remember. The big thing about that game that pissed me off was how long it takes to kill somebody. Like you're shooting at somebody.
I think it's a balanced time that it takes to kill somebody, and I think Call of Duty is way too fast.
But how is that balanced? Because in Apex, it depends on what level armor you have. So like you have, what is it, like blue to gold, right, or something like that. But with Call of Duty, you're pretty much like nobody can have more than 3 plates on at a time. Isn't that more balanced than Apex? No. How is that not more?
Because for starters, the way that the armor system works now is there's no armor. Or rather, you get higher armor for doing damage. So you start with no armor. You do 100 damage, you get level 1 armor. You do 300 damage, you get level 2 armor. You do 750 damage, you get level 3 armor, and so on. And then and it goes up to level 4. But so the more that you're being aggressive and playing the game and not hiding in a corner camping, the better armor you have.
All right. That's a good counterpoint.
And that's only recently. Like it used to be that, whatever armor you found on the ground was the armor you found.
Okay.
And then they introduced
I remember that's when I played.
They introduced the Evo shield a couple seasons ago, and then they made it permanent. So now everyone has Evo shield. So if someone has better armor than you, they have better armor, but there's other ways around it. So but the thing that I like it is there's one gun in the game that'll be a one-hit kill. And sometimes it doesn't even appear in game.
It's that rare.
So like it's called a Kraber. It's a sniper. It's like
I remember that gun.
50 cal sniper. And it's a one-hit kill if it's a headshot.
But no down?
Oh, they get down. Yeah. Okay. It's a one-hit knock. But like every other gun is so precise. They do so much with damage per bullet that if you have a R99 submachine gun and you empty a clip into somebody, it'll do 97 damage. But if you found a level 3 extended mag that gets you 7 more bullets, if you have 100% accuracy and empty a clip into somebody, you down them. So it rewards the person for having better accuracy.
That's a problem for me.
But then there's also compromises. So then you could use like the Spitfire submachine gun, which with a level 3 extended mag has 55 bullets. Yeah. So even if you suck, you could still melt, a couple people here and there if you got 55 shots in there.
Yeah. I still am getting... I shouldn't say I'm getting used to mouse and keyboard. I'm definitely fully 100% on mouse and keyboard now when it comes to like first-person shooters. But when I'm playing against other people on mouse and keyboard that have been playing mouse and keyboard like their entire lives, like you can like there's a clear difference
like
between
Shroud.
Skill. Yeah, dude, well, Shroud's a god. I mean, like he's the king of FPS. Like his accuracy is like untouchable practically. Like it's insane. It's actually insane.
Yeah.
I don't really watch him that much because
I don't watch anybody, but I've seen
the only one I watch is Dr. Disrespect. He's hilarious. It's more because he's more of a personality, if anything. Like that whole thing with him getting banned from Twitch, like that whole like saga. Like I was following all of that over the summer, and then when he came back and like did his return to streaming, but he was on YouTube, and he had like 600,000 people I think watching. That's insane.
That's insane.
Like that's absolutely crazy. Now he doesn't draw that much anymore, obviously, because it's dwindled down. But he's so fun to watch. He's not that good too, which is pretty funny.
Another thing that makes Apex more balanced, I just thought of, is if you have the DMR in Call of Duty, you win. There's no way that there's a random numbers game, RNG. You could pick up a quote unquote better weapon from the drop.
Mm-hmm.
But in Apex, it's not like I can get kitted to have a DMR that does twice the range, no recoil, silenced, and is a 2-shot kill to the chest across the map.
Mm-hmm.
In Apex, everyone has the same gun that does the same damage.
Yeah.
And it's reliant on the player's skill versus then do they have a level 67 DMR versus a level 1 DMR?
That's a good point. That is a good point. I mean, the DMR thing... they did nerf it at least after like fucking 4 weeks of people complaining, and that was ultimately my decision. Where
I was like, all right,
that's where I was like, all right, peace
never
out.
Coming
like
back.
Yeah, exactly. And they never released a new map. Like the map started to feel stale after a while.
The same map for a whole year.
I can't do it.
Or a year and a half now, or whatever.
It's like, don't get me wrong, like it's a fun and big map, but like it's just you can't do it for that long. Like I need something new. I need new scenery.
Apex has 3 base maps with multiple variants of every map.
Now you're selling me on Apex.
And there's a rotation too. So when you play like matchmaking during the day, it changes. The map changes every hour and a half or 2 hours or something.
Maybe I'll get back into it. Maybe the thing that was holding me back was because when I got back into it a couple months ago, I was just so used to COD, and I was so used to the movements of COD, and like it just felt weird like playing Apex that I just didn't like it. So maybe now that I don't play COD anymore.
That's one of the things I remember playing with my friends who were playing COD. They'd be like, "How'd you get up there?" I'm like, "You can climb in this game. Like you don't have to walk around the rock. Like you could jump over."
I used to be Octane all the time, so I'd throw those little jump pads.
He got a buff recently.
That's
another thing. They changed the meta. Every single time there's a patch, they'll make, the DMR does 2 less damage per bullet, and then the gun that was used at least that last season does 2 more damage per bullet.
Yeah.
So now the meta changes completely. People aren't using that gun. They're going to start using this one. Mm-hmm. So it flips everything upside down. And then every character that has its own individual skills are constantly changed. So like Octane, his pick percentage is like top 5 of all the other characters, but his win percentage is really low because he doesn't play well with others. Because he's a very selfish legend. Like he goes fast, he has his jump pad, he has the health regeneration.
Yeah.
So they did it. So they made his jump pad better. Like
nice.
If you walk into his jump pad, you go higher but not as far. Mm-hmm. Versus if you're sprinting and slide into his jump pad, you won't go as high, but you go much further.
Yeah. So
it's now more strategy versus just like I'm gonna hit the jump pad.
Mm-hmm.
And if you punch the jump pad, like you melee it, you go straight up in the air. So like you could, if there's a building over here, you could just put it right next to the side of the building, punch it, and go straight up and land on top of the building.
How do you punch it without being on the jump pad?
Like you melee it, like the next to it.
Okay, so you don't have to be you don't go on because if you walk on it, you're gonna launch.
Right.
Okay.
But yeah, so and they do stuff like that every season. Well, they'll rework a guy's passive completely to make them a completely different character. Like Bloodhound is the guy that can scan stuff.
Yeah.
And like he can see in like the thermals and shit. Mm-hmm. He wasn't used a lot. But then they made it so that when he uses his ultimate or whatever, when he goes, everything's black and white, but all characters are highlighted red. Every time he kills someone, his vision extends longer. And then he also moves faster. So he became much more of like a predator type character versus one who can just scan to see where people are. So like they do shit like that.
It's a game that I should like. I know I should like that game. Like it's one of the games that I know I would enjoy and I should give it another chance. So maybe I will.
Yeah, so we're gonna play it now.
Re-download it. Yeah. I got to get back on. I haven't really been playing that much lately in general. It's just got a puppy recently, so I've been watching the puppy a lot too. And
I haven't played anything in a few days.
Yeah. It's just getting older, I feel like, too. Like,
I'll never not love video games, but
like I'll always have it, like it'll always be there. But it's not like, when we were in high school and we would
go to school, come home and play Xbox.
Literally like Friday night.
Hours.
Friday.
Dude, you ever think about that? We used to get home from school like 2:30 in the afternoon and then play till midnight.
Yeah. Oh, I would be on late. Well, see,
or till
I went to Catholic school, so I wasn't home till 4:00. But yeah, I would come home. I get home by like 5, and I'd be on till 2-3 a.m. like Friday night. Wake up Saturday.
Is that disgusting?
Play
like
Saturday
it was a full-time
morning.
job.
It was
playing video games.
I would prestige in a weekend on Call of Duty. Like it was nothing.
I saw the doggy. What kind of doggy is it?
Jack Russell Terrier again.
Yeah.
Is
it your parents' dog or?
It's my mom's dog. Yeah, she ultimately she really wanted a dog again because it's been like a little over a year since Cosmo passed, and she loves Jack Russells. So this one we found, it's actually a totally different look than our last dog because Cosmo was like white and brown. So my mom really liked
Jack Russell colors.
Yeah, that's actually like the Jack Russell color. But we found this one. It's called like a black and tan Jack. My theory, I personally think it's like mixed somewhere up the chain.
With like a Scottish Terrier or something.
I don't know what breed, but because from my knowledge, Jack Russells have to be white. Like there has to be like a 50% white coat on the dog for it to be a Jack. And this dog, her name's Ellie. She literally only has one little white spot right here. She's like 2% white. And
does she have long hair anywhere?
No, she does have an interesting coat. It's a short hair, but it's like longer than, I don't know if, do you remember Cosmo? I don't know if you remember Cosmo. He had like that classic, like very, very short coat. Her coat is longer than that for sure, but it's not like long. Like it's not like, it's like a fluff. It's like a fluffy coat. But she's adorable. She's great. A lot of fun. It's cool to have a puppy again. I mean, when we got Cosmo, he was 6 months old. And we got this dog, Ellie. She was 4 weeks old. So we haven't had a dog this young. So she was a lot of fun. A lot of work, though. They're fucking... they're little terrorists, those things, man.
Yes, definitely. Anyway, so welcome to Ross, Paper, Scissors.
That was the intro?
I just remembered, like, I didn't, like, say anything before. So 30 minutes in, here's the intro. Yeah, so here we are. This is episode 10, I believe, of Ross, Paper, Scissors. I'm joined today by my longtime friend, probably one of my longest-term friends ever in my life, Eric Saparito. We probably met in, like, preschool, kindergarten, around there. We grew up going to that same private kindergarten. We split ways. He went to Catholic school. I went to public school. I moved away, but then we still went to day camp together up until we were like 13. Then we didn't see each other for probably most of high school. Then we went to Suffolk County Community College. Walking across the courtyard one day, I said, "Holy shit, is that Eric?" He said, "Holy shit, is that Ross?" Then we started hanging out again every single day between classes. We'd get breakfast every single day, go to Strathmore Bagels and get 2 fucking bagels and a Yoo-hoo.
Oh, yeah.
It's like some fat mother effers. And now we've really just been friends ever since. We're one of those people who time doesn't really pass.
Yeah.
And we've known each other for basically our whole lives, which is really crazy to think about. Eric was in my bridal party, and yeah, he's the kind of guy that I can text and ask a question about something completely miscellaneous, and then we'll go back and forth for like 3 days about it via Instagram DM or something. But yeah, no. So as you can see, we're literally just talking, like catching up, because I don't think we've spoken in had a serious conversation outside of a specific topic that was about a meme or something. I think it's been a little while.
This is our first time meeting up in a year. It was actually the last time we met. I was thinking about it on the way over here. I was trying to think the last time I saw you was right before, like, the COVID lockdown shit. Because we met in, like, I remember it was, like, mad cold. It was, like, I think it was, like, January or, like, February. That was the last we met.
I don't remember.
We went to Green Turtle. You don't remember?
Oh, yeah. I do remember.
Nice little Green Turtle.
Yeah, and, like, they didn't have any beer that I wanted.
Where they gave you a beer and it was like
flat
or something, or flat.
It was flat. Then I ordered another beer. They came back. Oh, we don't have that one. We ran out. Then I ordered another beer. Oh, that one ran out on tap too. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, you want a Bud Light? No, I don't.
Do not want a Bud Light.
Like,
that's the last thing I want.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. That was like right before COVID, and it was really cold because I remember you got your Subaru, and you were showing it to me.
Well, that was the
first
time you've seen it.
I
Yeah,
saw
had
it
a couple months,
outside,
yeah.
and we were standing outside talking about
It was
it,
really cold.
and it was really cold.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really cold. We were supposed to meet up a couple weeks like later. We made plans, and then it didn't happen because of COVID. Like I was like sketched out.
Everyone was.
Yeah, at first I was like
everyone
sketched.
was deathly afraid of what was happening.
Yeah, because I was like commuting too, and I was like at that time I remember like I don't really listen to like the Joe Rogan podcast, but I remember he had like a guy on, and the guy that he had on, I had listened to the snippet, and he was like, yeah, like this thing, it could be just transmitted through air, like, and you could be in like the same train, and I think he specifically said like a train car, and I'm listening to this on the train, and I'm like, holy shit, like I'm gonna die. I was sketched out. So, but then and then that all happened and worked from home.
I listened to that same clip and I was very scared.
Yeah, maybe I think you may have sent me that clip actually.
I was very scared. I was telling everybody,
yeah,
stay home. You don't know what's gonna happen. We don't know anything about this.
Yeah. Well, did he have that guy on in January, like before we had the lockdowns? I think that's why.
It was probably beforehand because it was spreading throughout the world, but it hadn't made like quote unquote landfall.
Yeah.
In America.
Or we had like the first case in Seattle.
Some shit like that.
Quote unquote the first case in Seattle was probably here before then.
Yeah.
Now that we look back at that. But yeah, I was scared shitless. Like I remember I went to work one day and I spoke to my manager and I was like, hey, like I gotta work from home for a little bit. Like I'm a little sketched out. And she was like, yeah, like she's doing the same thing. So, and now we're all just working from home a year later.
The bank I worked for at the time was like, hey, if you're uncomfortable, actually, you know what? Everyone should just go home.
Yeah.
Only come in if you really want to.
Yeah.
And that was actually my last 2 weeks working at that job. And I'd been there for 5 years. And whenever anyone would leave, they'd throw them like a party, get them a cake, everyone hang out, like whatever. I didn't get any of that. COVID ruined it all. I went on my last day. I went into work, and it was literally just me and my boss, the director.
Mm-hmm.
And at it was earlier. It was like at 2 o'clock or something. I was like, all right, bye.
Peace.
Never again. And at the time, it was like, don't touch anybody, don't whatever.
Yeah.
And he literally, he was like, he went to give me like a fist bump. And I felt so offended by that. I was like, I've worked for you. We really like each other. Like, he was one of the best guys I've ever worked for. And I was like, come on, man. And I put out like my hand, and he was like, fuck it. And he shook my hand. And then like after we shook hands, we were like,
sanitizer.
And we both sanitized. But, no, it was an interesting time. And then the lockdown started like the following week.
Yeah.
And my first week of the new job was the same week as COVID. And I like called my boss in HR and I'm like, am I still like starting? Like, am I still going in?
Yep.
And yeah, no, that was crazy times.
So you're back in the office full time now.
Uh-huh.
Where's your office?
Since November.
You're in Deer Park, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you're right by my girlfriend's.
Since November, I've been in there. And, everyone follows the rules. We got the stickers on the floor and plexiglass in front of on our desk. That pisses me off. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
I deal with paperwork and like I open up business accounts or whatever the case may be, and they gotta like put their paperwork or their binders through like this little mail slot that's cut out in this plexiglass window. And
so crazy, man.
It's really annoying.
I'm so
and most people are like they don't really care. They're like, you could touch my things, whatever.
Yeah.
For the first time, literally a couple days ago, I had a guy who was having trouble getting into his app on his phone for his business, and I was like, oh, I can help you out. Like, take a seat at my desk, whatever. And he's like, oh, I do this, this, and this, and I touched his phone to scroll, and he freaked out.
Really?
Freaked out. Oh, don't touch my phone. I was like, we got wipes. We got this. It's on my desk. He's like, oh, okay.
Oh, so he was concerned about the sanitation part, not like seeing something.
No. It was germs.
Okay, gotcha.
But in my head, I'm like, you're in a public place. You touch the doorknob to get in here. You're sitting at a desk that plenty of other people have sat at. Like, I didn't wipe it down right before you sat down. Like, you came over with me. Like, I don't know. But some people are still very, very, very deathly afraid.
They are.
And they could do that. That's fine. I don't criticize those people.
Yeah, I mean that's that's totally fine. Like they can live their life for now like that. I mean, it's
go for it, bro.
like
I'm happier living my life the way that I am, and that's I'm cautious, but not living in fear.
Yeah, you definitely have to remain cautious to an extent.
Right. I'm not gonna go blowing a cough or sneeze in grandma's face. Like
Yeah.
I'm not an idiot. Do I think masks work 100% as well as they say they do? No.
Yeah.
Am I going to start a riot inside of a Stop and Shop because I don't want to wear a mask? No.
Those people blow my mind.
Those people, and I understand, fighting for freedom and all that good stuff, but like, going in there, what's gonna happen?
You're looking to start something. Yeah.
It's not like you're gonna go in there and every cashier is gonna be like, he's right, and like rip off their mask and put their fist up in the air with you. Like, that's not gonna happen. Yeah. You're going in there to get recorded and thrown out of the store.
And there's actually a part of me that enjoys the masks now because it's cold and it keeps my face
now
warm.
Definitely. Yeah. I used to get out of work and take it off as soon as I got outside.
Keep it on,
But now I keep it on to walk to my car because it shields my face from the breeze.
It's nice.
It is nice.
Yeah, I was in the city the other day and was walking around, and I did take it off every once in a while because yes, it is nice to get like a little bit of fresh air when you're outside. But ultimately, like, I kept it on decent, like more than I thought I would. Walking around every once in a while, I got cold, just put it on. It's nice.
Yeah, another downside of it is just for my job. But
you gotta wear it all day.
I gotta wear it all day, which is why I shaved my beard.
By the way, for the record, I love that stash.
Thank you.
Like, I'm a little upset.
I was very upset when I shaved. But like, it just got so uncomfortable with the beard and wearing the mask all day, and then on top of that, I'm sitting with clients who part of what I do is like building relationship with clients.
Yeah.
I don't know what their freaking face looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And that's sometimes they come in and they're wearing a hat or whatever. I'll be walking around somewhere and someone waves to me and says hi, and I have no idea who they are. I have to assume they're a client of mine. Yeah. But I don't know who they are. So I can't, like, and then how awkward is that? Like, I have to tell them I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it's awkward.
Like, it sucks for that respect.
Yeah.
Which is like, some people can get away with, the face shields and whatever, but some places don't let that, which whatever.
I think the face shields look silly.
Oh, they totally look silly. But I'd like to be able to see someone's face.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
But like, have you seen Razer, the computer company making a mask?
It's
like RGB and it's like it's clear in the front. I would buy that.
Dude, the RGB shit.
I would buy that in a second. But they like posted it and everyone's like, "Holy shit, is this real?" Yeah. Like, I would buy it. I would wear the shit out of it.
I mean, I feel like it's a worthwhile investment if we're gonna be wearing masks for like another year at this point. Like, I mean, I don't know the time. I mean, we got the vaccine out now and everything, which is nice. But how much longer is this mask gonna last?
I hope not very long.
I could see it. I know. I mean,
I could see it going longer than it should. I think it's already gone longer than it should. But realistically, for the broad spectrum of people to agree on everything, it's going to go longer.
There's got to be a point where the vaccine's out long enough, and if you have the option to, I mean, like right now, only certain people have the option of getting the vaccine. Like you and I don't know if we qualify for it. Like
my job will fucking pay me to go get the vaccine.
You qualify for it? I thought like only teachers and nurses.
Anyone can get it now.
Really?
I'm pretty sure. Look into it if you want the vaccine. I don't want the vaccine.
I want the Johnson & Johnson.
They could keep it. I don't know.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not like big on vaccines.
I get deathly ill once a year, anyways.
Yeah.
I didn't get. 2020 was the first year in like a decade where I didn't get deathly ill, and it's because I started being more conscious of washing my hands. I'm guilty. I'm a guy. I wasn't always washing my hands. I'm sorry. In the sanctity of my own home, if I'm out in public and I'm touching people, I was washing my hands. I'll give you that. But washing my hands all the time, before and after eating, all that stuff, I wasn't doing any of that. I wasn't taking my vitamins religiously like I do now, which I'm sure, everyone knows that vitamins are good for you and they help your immune system and all that kind of stuff, especially with people staying inside. People aren't getting as much exercise as they normally would, although those hardcore gym rats are still in there. More power to you. I hate powerlifting with a mask on.
I wouldn't be able to do that.
It is. I was working out with my friend probably like a month ago, and we're doing shoulders or whatever, and I'm like shoulder pressing, and like for me, it's, I don't know, I have like a weird thing, like I'll get like something in my head that'll trigger like a secret strength, and like I'll get tired in the middle of a set, but then I'm like, ah, and then I just bust it out.
Yeah.
And I did that, and I remember taking a huge I would, and like I just sucked in the mask. I was like, oh my god, it was the worst. But you know, I mean, there are ways around it. I have these those plastic things that go over like this part of your face, so you can't suck it in, but then this sitting on your face is pretty uncomfortable, and it's not big enough for my face, so it doesn't like go like this. It's like this. So it's like, it's kind of stupid.
Yeah.
But you know, people find a way if you care enough. But
I feel like it was a good time for people to start looking into getting at home equipment.
If I had the space, you bet your ass I'd have a squat rack in here.
Yeah, I mean, like looking back at it, I used to pay for LA Fitness, which
I still do.
Yeah, I canceled it recently, and they make it a bitch to cancel. By the way, because you have to number one, you have to.
Do you want another drink?
Yes, actually, I do.
What flavor?
Surprise me. I've never. This is the first time I'm having.
Which one is that one? Grapefruit. All right, so I won't get that one.
It was good. Yeah, it was good.
Keep talking though.
But yeah, so they make it such a bitch to cancel. I went to cancel my membership, and they make you print out a form and then sign the form, and then you have to mail it in. And yeah, I mean, well, yeah, exactly, like physically mail it, and not to sound like like a piece of shit millennial or something, but number one, I don't mail things ever. Like I just don't do that. And number two, I don't even have a fucking like printer hooked up in my room. Like my mom has a printer, but like only for work. But I'm thinking about it, like people my age, like how many people actually have printers in their house?
To go to the library.
Yeah, I that's the excuse that I made. Like I actually emailed customer support, and I was like, hey, like I can't print out this form because I just don't own a printer. And they ended up helping out. So shout out to LA Fitness customer service. My boy, I forgot his name, but he helped me out, helped me cancel over email. That's funny. And it's like, why can't they just do that?
Yeah, no, I intend on buying a house that has a 2-car garage, or at least some other space, an extra bedroom or something that I can make a weight room. And I also feel like I'd be more inclined to work out if I had this stuff here.
Yeah.
Is it good?
It's delicious.
You made a face like it was delicious.
It was delicious.
Pineapple. Actually, I've had the high noons before, and they are delicious. Have you never had a high noon before?
No, I haven't. So my friend brought them over last night.
Out of all I mean, they don't call it seltzer, right? They
no,
call it
it's
something
technically
else.
vodka.
Vodka and soda, yeah. I like it way better because I don't like seltzers.
Yeah.
That's the least seltzery of the seltzers.
Yeah. It doesn't taste seltzery at all. It's actually really good. I was very shocked with them. My friend brought them over last night. He brought over a whole case. We didn't even open them. Well, he had his own case, and this was the separate case that we didn't open, and I just figured I'd bring them. Yeah, they're really good. The Montauk's, I'm a big Montauk guy, so
yeah, I know.
That's my thing.
You go there, you boat there, you golf there, you drink there.
Well, I don't go to Montauk's like a lot, but I drink their beer, like the Montauk Brewery. Like I love their beers. Their summer ale, oh, I love it. Their seltzers.
Watermelon session.
I actually, you know what? I'm not a big fan of the watermelon. It's not bad, but I'm not like a big fan.
I think it's the first Montauk I ever had.
Really? It's an interesting first Montauk.
And it was at like an engagement party or something, and it came in like a tall glass with a wedge of watermelon on it.
I've actually never had it with the wedge of watermelon.
It was pretty awesome.
It was good.
As far as IPAs go, I'm not a fan of IPAs.
I thought you were. I thought you were an IPA guy.
Least favorite.
So you like lagers and stouts?
Lagers, pale ales, stout every once in a while. Hefes are my favorite.
A Hefe?
Hefeweiser? Hefeweizen? Whatever the fuck it's called.
Oh, the German?
The German
shit.
Yeah,
okay.
German and Belgian shit.
So now have you ever given like an IPA a chance? Like,
yeah.
Do you try them or?
Majority I don't like. And I've tried plenty because I have friends just like you that love the taste of pine cones and TV static.
And, TV static?
and I don't like a lot of them. I find that they just don't taste good. There are some that I'm like, oh, this isn't that hoppy. And I like it a lot. Like All Day IPA, Founders, I think is really good. and it's not super hoppy, but it's there. But I feel like the other flavors kind of cover up the taste of pine cones.
Yeah.
So it's good.
The pine cones.
I've had I forget who makes it. I think it's the same company that does Fat Tire.
Oh, New Belgium?
New Belgium.
Yeah.
They have an IPA called, I think it's called Citradelic IPA.
Sounds familiar.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And that's pretty good too. But again, it has the citrus in there that just gives it a little nice fresh flavor as opposed to the hoppy IPA flavor. Like even this. I mean, this isn't an IPA, but malt lager Heineken. My brother-in-law brought this over here, and it's been sitting in my fridge ever since. And
Heineken's.
I'm just gonna drink it because it's here.
I always think of the my new haircut guy. Hey, yo, broski, 2 Heinekens. They're good though. I mean, they're good beers. Like, everybody has. I mean, I wouldn't call that like a shit beer. Like, not like a Bud Light tier. But
it's an above tier. It's above Bud Light.
It's above Bud Light. But like my go-to like everyday like beer is Michelob Ultra, which is probably most people might consider on the same tier as Bud Light.
Yeah, I think
I'll give you that. It's fine.
Wait, is it Michelob Ultra Light?
No, it's just
no.
Michelob.
So it's like 0.1% higher.
Yeah,
than Bud Light.
Yeah. Hey man, I mean, we're in our late 20s now. Like, it's like you got to start thinking about that stuff because it's like every decision you make of what you put in your body just immediately affects me now. Like, like before I came over here, like I saw the B-dubs. Like, I had B-dubs last night. Killed me this morning. Absolutely killed me. Like, back when I was 19, 20, I could pound B-dubs like it was my job and not face the consequences.
Yes.
And now I face consequences for any drink I drink, any food I eat, and it sucks.
Yeah. I actually told the story recently for the first time in I don't even know how long, where me and my friends used to go to Buffalo Wild Wings like religiously, like every it was either a Tuesday or a Thursday because it was traditional wing Tuesday or boneless wing Thursday, and the wings were like whatever it was, 10 cents or whatever. So it was like always a sick deal. And it started as a game where like we would get food we would always order more than we could eat. 25 wings, 50 wings, whatever. But then we'd take it home and they give you the nice takeout box in the bag. And it started as a, I'll take the ketchup packets or whatever. I'll bring these wet naps with me. Then it evolved into like, how much shit can we steal from Buffalo Wild Wings without getting caught? And like, one time, I took a Buffalo Wild Wings cup. And I dumped all the ice into someone else's cup. I took the cup. I took the Buffalo Wild Wings ketchup, which has their brand ketchup sticker on it. I took the sugar packets, emptied it all into my thing. I just took everything. I came home. My mom's like, Ross, where the fuck did all this come from? Because I was like a teenager. And I'm like, oh, they were giving them out as souvenirs. She's like, what the fuck? Like, what are you going to do with this Buffalo Wild Wings cup? I'm like, I'm going to drink out of it, Ma.
Yeah, it's
it's sweet. I don't think it lasted very long.
Was Buffalo Wild Wings glass or was it like an actual?
Well, it's not glass. It's like that plastic bullshit.
Oh, right.
But it
like
had
when
their
we're
Buffalo Wild
teenagers,
Wings
yeah,
print
they
on
give
it.
you the plastic cups and you get the soda.
It had the print on it though. It had the buffalo on it. But yeah, no Buffalo Wild Wings, man.
Yeah, so
I used to eat it every week, every single week.
Yeah,
we used to eat 2 bagels every day for breakfast.
Yeah, we did
with potatoes.
Yep. There was most days we
and
would
a Yoo-hoo. I would get Nesquik instantaneously.
Yeah.
I would shit instantaneously now if I ate that right now. My body would be like, what are you doing to us?
It's so true, man. I remember going there on certain days and I mean, we didn't get 2 bagels. I don't think we got 2 bagels every time, but it was like days where we were feeling it, like we would get like the 1 bagel. I would always get an egg everything with vegetable cream cheese and a Nesquik and then finish the bagel.
Well done bacon?
Well, that you introduced me to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got me into that. And then there was like one day where we finished our bagel and we like looked at each other and we were like, I think you started it. You're like, do you want another bagel? I was like, yeah, I kind of do. I can go for another bagel. And then I think that's when I got the bacon bagel next. I got like egg everything with cream cheese and then bacon on it. And I don't get that much more. I don't get that much. I don't get that anymore, but yeah, that was good. That was good stuff. Then every once in a while I get a bacon, egg, and cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup, egg everything. Oh, God, dude.
They're fresh bagels there. Shout out to the bagel Strathmore on Portion Road in Ronkonkoma.
Yeah.
Owned by that one guy.
Yeah.
Who you would go in there, he'd always say hi, and then you'd be like, "Oh, I'll take an egg everything." He'd be like, "He's like, oh, we're making fresh back. Can you wait?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll wait 5 minutes for a fresh fucking bagel."
Yeah,
you
man.
kidding me, bro?
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, thank you.
Dude, that place is definitely legit. Top 3 for me. Top 3 bagel place on Long Island.
What are the other places?
My number 1 is Better on a Bagel.
Better on a Bagel.
Yeah.
I've heard of that.
Better on a Bagel in Miller Place. They have two. I think they have 2 locations. They actually have one in Miller Place, and they have one right behind my neighborhood in Coram, where Matt's Pizza is. They have one in there. It's like that shithole looking strip mall. Like you would never expect to go in there. Yeah, that place is so like doughy bagels. Nice.
I love that fluffy doughy bagel.
Yeah, you can't have a hard bagel, man. Like you bite into a hard bagel, I instantly know like it's shit.
I hear you. Dude, I had a bagel this morning from Chick-fil-A.
They have bagels?
They do breakfast, bro.
So I recently found out they did breakfast. I didn't know they did bagels.
It's great. They do biscuits and bagels and burritos.
I can imagine their biscuits being good.
They are. This morning, though, they do chicken, egg, and cheese. You can get either bacon, egg, and cheese, sausage, egg, and cheese, or chicken, egg, and cheese. And it's their fried chicken.
Chicken
with egg and cheese.
Cheese.
Throw some Chick-fil-A sauce on
Dude,
that.
you got you got to get Chick-fil-A sauce. Dude.
That's what I had for breakfast.
Do you know they sell 8-ounce?
It's in my fridge right now. And it was actually last time we went there, and someone had said something about that, and I was like, "Oh shit, you can buy Chick-fil-A sauce at Chick-fil-a."
It's so
at first
worth
they said you could buy it. I said, "Where? Like Walmart?" They're like, no, like at Chick-fil-A. You just have to ask them for it, and they'll give it to you. I'm like, okay.
Yep.
And then last time we were there, I was like, "Hey, can I have like a bottle of Chick-fil-A sauce?" Because they're like, "What sauces do you want?" I was like, "All of them plus a bottle of Chick-fil-A sauce." They're like, "You got it, boss. See you at the window." I'm like, "It's so fucking nice here."
Dude, their customer service is top notch. Top notch. I don't know how they do that.
They don't hire not nice people.
Yeah.
If you don't have a blazingly bubbly, over the top, nice attitude
I can't do
in
that.
the interview, you don't get hired.
I mean, in the interview, I might come across like that, but I don't know. I can't do that.
There might be multiple interviews or something. They got to see if
they
it's
definitely
authentic.
have a couple of interviews. Like, I mean, they get good pay too. I think they're the highest paid.
They are
fast food
always
workers.
so fucking nice.
They're so nice. It's a pleasure. That's a lot of burps, man.
Sorry.
But yeah, dude. Every time I go there, it's like I'm always blown away by not just the food, but the customer service. They're just so goddamn nice.
They're the nicest fast food workers. You ever go to another place and you can tell that the cashier that just gave you your change at McDonald's or Taco Bell wants to say, "And fuck you too."
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, they just hate your guts.
They
hate their job. People at Chick-fil-A are so nice.
You know what it is, man? They get good benefits. Like they get paid well, so they like don't dread going to work, and they get. I mean, and this is a big thing. Like looking back at it, if we had a Chick-fil-A, we didn't get a Chick-fil-A until what 2014 was our first Chick-fil-A in Long Island.
Somewhere around there.
I would have worked at Chick-fil-A
The one
in
out
high
in
school.
Port Jeff, yeah.
They get off on Sundays. I would love to get off on Sundays. I mean, I get off on Sundays now because I'm Monday to Friday. But like when I worked
a kid,
retail,
yeah,
totally. When I worked retail, like working on Saturdays and Sundays was and they don't let you take off on Saturdays and Sundays at retail. Like that's like they block.
You have to work.
You pretty much have to work. It's like you want the morning shift or the night shift. Either way, your weekend's gonna suck.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, the people that run them and the people that own them are just genuinely people who care. I know that. I don't know how far in depth it is with Chick-fil-A, but I know with McDonald's, like, and other franchises, you're not allowed to own the franchise unless you graduate from Hamburger University, like for McDonald's. Like, that's a real thing. And
really?
You have to go through classes and leadership training and all this shit, because they want you to be uniform with the McDonald's brand.
Yeah.
So with Chick-fil-A, I'm sure it's something like that, probably even more strict for who they're letting run it. But I actually found this guy on Instagram or TikTok or something who owns Chick-fil-A's, and he it was like during one of the snowstorms, and he was like just an average day in the life of a guy who owns a Chick-fil-A. And he called his managers, made sure they were okay with the snowstorm. Like, he had employees that were teenagers and they couldn't get to work because they didn't have safe cars. So he went and picked up 4 different employees and drove them to the store. They all all of them, including himself, shoveled the parking lot or shoveled the walkways or whatever, and they all chipped in together. They had like a team huddle beforehand. Go team, blah blah blah. Like they were like hype to get to work. You know what I mean? That's not a normal work environment.
No.
But like, and this guy owns the joint. He didn't have to be there. If you own a franchise, you can just let it operate. Your managers take care of it. No, this guy was.
He cared about it. I mean, big props to that guy. Because
I don't know if all Chick-fil-A's are like that, but this guy was.
Yeah. In my experience, I've found that any manager that is willing to, more specifically with like I guess retail, like in that type of environment, any manager that's willing to go out on the front lines with their employees and deal with the customers face to face or work the same job that the employees are doing that they're paying to be there for, any manager that does that has always been like one of the best managers. Like I'm proud to help them out or work for them. You know,
because you respect them.
Yeah, exactly.
The leadership wasn't given to them via position. The respect was earned by what they've done.
Yeah.
So you respect them. You want to help them. You want the team to win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. I mean, I would assume it has something to do with their underlying Christian values. So they probably have.
They are very. I always forget that they're very Christian. Well, that's why they're off on Sundays.
That's why they're closed on Sundays.
Yeah.
Which I personally didn't even know that for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know they were closed until I wanted to go there on a Sunday, and they were like, "Oh, we're closed every Sunday."
Do you think that helps demand, like customer demand? Because I'm with you. I can't tell you how many times I've been sitting on the couch on a Sunday, like watching football or something, and I'm like, "Damn, I could go for like Chick-fil-A right now," and then I'm like, "Shit, they're closed."
Can't.
And then it's like, "All right, I'm just gonna get it later this week now," and then I feel like it just builds up demand.
Yeah.
Like it's
whether
crazy.
it's marketing or because they want you to go to church. I mean, it's not like they can require their employees to go to church. So
yeah, I wonder if they asked that in the interview. Do you have to be Christian to work there?
No, that's against the law.
That would be discrimination.
That's against the law, yeah.
Yeah.
Can't ask those questions.
That is true. That is
You could probably voluntarily give that information, which I'm sure some people do because some people wear it as a badge of honor. But you couldn't ask that.
I would mention it on my interview.
I went to Catholic school.
Yeah, went to Catholic school, Good old
How'd that work out for you? I hated it.
I know, dude. It's funny how that works out, man. Like, looking back at it, like, I fucking, like, hated it. I hated Catholic school, but now, like, I wish I can go back to high school.
Would you send your kids to Catholic school?
Absolutely not. No, I would not.
I haven't met a single person who liked Catholic school.
Only because of the, it's because you got to pay for it. Like, it's tuition. It's like $8,000 to send, like $8,000 a year or something like that to send them there. And on top of that, you're paying taxes for where you live, which included in your taxes
is the public schools.
Yeah, it's the public schools. So I don't know. I don't think I would ever send my kid to private school.
Do you think you got a better education than other people who went to public school?
You look very judgmental right now.
No, I'm not. I don't give a fuck. I hated school. I think the school system's broken altogether.
I don't know. It's funny. I was actually just having this conversation with my girlfriend the other day. We were talking about this. I don't think the education is. She actually brought up a good point. Public schools have better programs for like special needs. Catholic school doesn't offer that.
That's good.
Yeah, like you pretty much like you go through the program, like you're with everybody. Like they do have like AP and all that stuff, but overall, like the quality of education, I feel like it wouldn't be better. I don't know though, because I never went to public school. Do I judge people any less for going to public school? Absolutely, I do. No, I'm just I'm kidding. No, I don't think that it was any better quality. I mean, we did have stricter rules. I think that private school or Catholic school does lay the foundation for kind of molding you into like a better individual when it comes to presenting yourself, I guess. Like we had to respect a lot of rules and things like that. Not to say that
dress code and shit like that.
Yeah, like stuff like, not to say that like kids who went to public school don't have that, but I think that you're more likely to get molded into somebody like that by going to Catholic school. You know what I mean?
We weren't allowed to wear hats.
You wouldn't wear hats in public school? That's stupid.
In my school.
That's pretty stupid. From a public school standpoint.
I agree.
I mean, yeah. Was there a reason for that? That's pretty dumb.
Weren't allowed to wear hats. My school had like these mantra rules that were like, stay to the right, be polite, lock it, don't lose it, it's your transcript, like shit like that. That was yeah, no.
I mean, we couldn't bring water bottles into class from home. Like, we couldn't bring water bottles from
You
home.
had to buy them?
You had to buy the Dasani water bottles, like, from the vending machines, because they would then assume that you're sneaking vodka in the water bottles and drinking.
It's a good assumption of the Catholic kids.
I know, right? And that's the other funny thing is a lot of people assume that like the Catholic school kids are like all like, you know, goody gumdrops, whatever you want to call them.
They fucking jumped me.
Yeah. But yeah, was it St. John's that jumped you?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, bro. Yeah, they're not like goody gumdrops. And you know, you had your kids that would go into the bathroom and smoke, do weed, maybe other drugs. You know, like all that same shit that would happen in public school, like happened in private school. You just faced more consequences in private school.
I don't remember. It's so blurry. It was so long ago. I don't remember if this was my school or a friend's school or whatever, but they took the doors off of some of the stalls in certain bathrooms.
Is that legal?
Kids were going in there to do whatever. Kids were like having sex in the bathroom in my school and doing drugs. We had the police. The police were at our school every week, every other week with dogs. They arrested kids.
See, and I always thought Smithtown was a good district.
Yeah, that's why we were in Newsday listed as Heroin High. And there was like a satirical piece in there that talked about how as you walk down the crowded hallways of Heroin High with used syringes littered on the floor, like literally.
It's really that bad?
It wasn't as bad as they made it like that.
They made it sound bad.
But
yeah.
It was that there were plenty of kids in high school that were on heroin.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them literally not with us today.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
And the way that I looked at it and the way I even said it then was you have a bunch of middle class kids with nothing to do than to party and spend daddy's money.
They have money, yeah. They can spend that money.
Because like I came from a good place, but I wasn't like spoiled. I didn't drive a brand new Mercedes or a Corvette and shit to school like some kids did.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
we had a lot of that.
I drove a 2001 Dodge Durango. You know, but they were kids who, yeah, they had the newest clothes, the newest bag, the newest whatever, and then they would party on the weekends, and they would do it at their parents' house, and their parents let them do it, and they didn't care. Mm-hmm. And yeah, and I remember being at those parties where kids were like doing drugs, and I'd just be like, "Didn't you pay attention in health class, bro? That shit'll fucking fry you."
Yeah.
And thankfully, I mean, most people get it out of their system, and they're just like, okay, I don't need to do that anymore. But unfortunately, I do know people that have overdosed.
It sucks. It's like, you know, that's
why
why they say. Like,
I don't know anyone that's in prison right now for drugs, but my wife and I could probably name 10 people who have died from drugs.
It's crazy.
That's sad.
It's very unfortunate, like drug addiction like that. And that's why they say that, like, you know, you're always like an addict, but you're either like a recovering addict or something like that, you know?
Yeah, once an addict, always an addict.
Yeah.
It's my stepdad. But he's been sober for like 30 fucking years.
That's great.
But he's the same way, though. It's like it's embedded in him. Like, I'm an addict.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, it's definitely unfortunate. People get wrapped up in the wrong crowds, and then that happens. I have a family member who is an addict as well. She's been in and out of jail like countless times.
Yeah, like, I have one of my cousins overdosed a couple years ago.
Oh shit!
And she had been clean for a while, and then she did the one thing,
and
then it was more than she could handle, and her sober.
Yeah, when they relapse, they're not as
And yeah.
Have you been watching? I don't know if do you follow Bam Margera on?
I saw something recently on him.
Dude's like,
I know he's a mess.
Yeah, guy's a wreck.
Yeah.
He's having like a public relapse on Instagram. Like, so he, a couple years ago, it was pretty obvious that he has not gotten over the death of Ryan Dunn. You remember Ryan Dunn from Jackass? Yeah, we were like, I feel like
I was all on
we
Jackass,
were all on
for
Jackass.
Sure.
Yeah, like we used to love that show. And yeah, so he has definitely not gotten over the death of Ryan Dunn, which sucks because I mean, you watch the show and you watch like the outtakes and all that stuff, and they were like best buds, like they did everything together. And then Ryan Dunn died, and Bam went into like a downward spiral of it was alcohol addiction, but obviously like other things are definitely mixed in there. And so he had like it's kind of like a public drug addiction on Instagram for a bit, where he would post these like weird fucking posts, and like you would just watch this shit, and it's like, this guy needs help.
Yeah.
And then he got sober, and everybody was it was like awesome to see him get sober. Like he was posting family pics, like doing all this stuff, going out a couple months. And then just recently, I think like last week or 2 weeks ago, he had a public relapse on Instagram because he posts it all. So then he like admitted on on Instagram, like going on like this whole spiel about like this. I don't even know what it was, but he basically then said like, yeah, like I had a relapse and I threw up and like all this stuff. And ever since then, he's just been posting nonsensical bullshit on Instagram. Like, doesn't even make sense when you watch it. I saw a
thing recently. You know, Bert Kreischer, the comedian.
Bert. No, never heard of him.
Shirtless dude. The Russian Machine.
Never heard of him.
Really?
Shirtless dude.
He does his stands up without
no
a shirt on.
Is he like fit, or is he just like?
He's dad bod central. But he's hilarious. First off, but he had Steve-O on his podcast, and him and Steve-O were talking about Bam, and Steve-O is sober.
Yeah.
And Steve-O said to Bam one time, he told Bert the story of like when they were first filming Jackass and when he first met Bam, and he looked at Bam as like pro skateboarder, all these brand deals. Bam was like 23 and was driving a Lamborghini and had this big house. And he was like, holy shit. He's like, he like jumps off his mansion roof off a Lamborghini into his pool for Jackass. And like, I eat a live goldfish and snort wasabi and staple my ass cheeks shut. And he's driving a Lamborghini and I'm on the verge of being homeless.
Yeah.
So Steve-O talked about how he like kind of looked up to Bam in a way. Mm-hmm. And then now he's like, he still loves him and he's like just really upset for him. And he like talked to him recently and was like, don't become what I did.
Yeah.
Like, because Steve-O was in a dark place too.
Oh yeah. I'm sure you saw that documentary, the Steve-O Demise and Rise. That opened that was like the scary. I think they should show that in the Dare class. Do they still have Dare?
Probably.
If they still have Dare,
probably.
Yeah, they should show that documentary because that scared the shit out of me. That one scene where he's doing all the whippets.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
When he's doing the nitrous and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's so fucked.
Yeah, that set me straight.
Yeah, no, I never had a desire to do any of that either. I wanted to be sober to watch I mean, I drank plenty, but I wanted to be coherent. To me, I always looked at drugs as something who like it altered your mind in such a way that reality was different.
Yeah. I mean, I just stick to booze.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
I'm good with the beer and a gin and tonic here and there and
Moscow Mule.
I don't go to my way for them. I gotta give it another try, but
I'm telling you, I gave you that Bundaroos, Buckaroos, whatever the fuck it's called. Use that ginger beer. I'm sure you got Tito's at home.
Yeah, I got Tito's.
And then get a fresh lime. I don't know what the fucking ratio should be, but figure it out.
What if I just use lime flavored vodka?
No. You need the fresh lime.
Ciroc.
The fresh lime. You need it.
Just mix it with Ciroc.
No. Get that flavored crap out of here. But I'm telling you, man, that over ice, and you could buy the nice little mule thing, copper
mug.
You feel extra cool drinking out of it.
They are pretty cool.
I got 2 of them. They're cool.
Yeah. They keep your drink cool too.
They do.
Copper.
And they sweat.
They sweat?
Yeah, they condensate.
Oh,
on the outside, but they're sweating.
Weird word for condensate.
Yeah. That's what it is. I mean,
you're right.
The drink, it's condensating.
I'll give it a try. I haven't had a Moscow Mule in a couple of years, and I actually didn't drink vodka for a while because when I was younger, I would. I hope my parents don't listen to this, but
don't tell them about it.
Yeah, I mean, because I didn't get into the drug stuff too, but when I was younger, I used to sneak like. I mean, we all did, but I used to sneak like vodka or whatever it was in like the water bottles and do all that. But so I would drink vodka straight up, like with not mixing it with anything, because like young, like 16.
You do what you had to do.
You
to
do
get
what
it.
you had to do.
Yep.
To get drunk, We have been there. So I didn't drink vodka for a while because I got sick off of it one time because I was drinking so much of it just straight up, and I just didn't like the taste of it. So I took a break from vodka for about a decade, and then I got I got back into it a couple years ago because it's just so good to mix with stuff. Like you can mix it with anything. Like
Yeah, like for me, like a lot of people like rum. I hate rum.
I'm not a big rum guy.
And I've never gotten sick with it. I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the taste of it. I don't like how it feels when I swallow it. It's just it skeeves me out almost. Like when I'm a grown ass adult and I will go to a Caribbean bar and order a virgin pina colada just so I don't have to taste the fucking rum in there. Dead ass. I do not like rum.
Why don't you just get a margarita?
I'm not a huge fan of margaritas either.
You into? I'm not a tequila guy.
I'll drink them if they're there. Tequila's never my first choice. I've never once purchased anything with tequila.
Yeah.
But I've drank plenty of tequila.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's always have a shot of this or try this drink or whatever. I'm down for it.
I can't do it.
I had one of those tequilas one time. I'll say it's one of the best tequilas I've ever had. It was one of those weird like Mexican tequilas that's got a fucking worm in it. You ever seen one of those?
I've heard of those. Yeah.
It was like the tequila of legend for me. It was like the tequila with the worm in it that you're supposed to eat at the end. I drank that. I was like, wow, this shit's smooth as shit.
Yeah.
But I'm not a huge fan. I'm also not a huge fan of dark liquors because I feel like most of them are a little harsh.
Typically.
But for my sister's wedding, for my brother-in-law, before the whole ceremony, whenever he had his dad, me, and all his groomsmen, and we all drank. Was it Johnny Walker Black?
Ooh, that'll get you.
The most expensive one.
Yeah, I've had that.
Is that
before.
black?
Yeah, I think it's black or
that
blue
shit
or blue.
Whichever one is the highest tier one.
Yeah.
That shit was smooth.
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap! I was like, wow, this is like the best dark liquor I've ever had.
Yeah.
But I'm not a huge fan of dark liquor. I'm choosing vodka over anything else. It's the easiest to go down. It's the easiest to mix with anything else.
Not a big whiskey guy or scotch, right?
Yeah.
I've
never had a scotch.
Never had a scotch?
Never. The only whiskey that I've had, I mean, I've had some Johnny Walkers and stuff like that and some other miscellaneous big brand ones. But
JMO?
Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels. I've had Jack Daniels, which is okay. Fireball, which is I'll take a shot of that at the bar. That's another thing. That's always at like weddings.
Yeah.
People are taking shots of
Fireball's
what are the
there.
two? There's three things that are always shots at the bar at
JMO.
weddings. It's Fireball, a Screwball.
I can't do that.
Or or what's the other one? Tequila. Some kind of tequila. with a lime.
See, I've always been a JMO guy, like with shot of JMO. I like the smooth whiskey. I don't know. I'm not like a whiskey guy or Scotch guy by any means. Like
I'd like to be. I think that shit's cool.
I
like the whole community around it. I think it's really cool.
Like the look of it. Yeah, like I would love to get into it. Like just to be like that kind of guy that like comes home, gets like a Scotch glass out of the cabinet, puts a rock in there as they call it. Pour some.
That shit's cool.
Yeah, pour some Scotch.
Have you ever seen the video where the guy carves like a diamond, an ice chunk into a diamond? And he makes a drink and he pours it over this diamond. It is so fucking cool.
That sounds awesome.
And the ice cube's a giant. It looks like a diamond, and it's like this big. It's fucking cool.
That's sick.
But like, I know. I think that stuff's really cool though.
You get the cigar. I'm a cigar guy though.
I do
like cigars. Cigars are good.
I rarely go out of my way to buy them, but if my friends are like, "Yo, let's hang out in my driveway and smoke cigars and drink beer," I'm down.
I won't smoke them a lot. Obviously, there's some negative side effects from smoking cigars. But I do enjoy a nice cigar on occasion for special occasions, or even if it's just like a nice summer day, just go out in the back,
totally
smoke a cigar, throw some music on.
It's nice to just chill and smoke a cigar
because it takes like an hour to smoke.
I remember the beginning of COVID, or probably like halfway through when we're still happening apparently, but in the summer, halfway through the summer, my friend would be like, "Hey, you guys just want to come over, and like." We'll just like sit in my driveway and smoke cigars and drink whatever. And we're like, you know what? And it was right at the tail end of summer where it started getting cool at night. So I'd throw on a hoodie.
Get a hoodie night, yeah.
I'd grab a 6-pack of whatever, or some Bud Light seltzers or some bullshit, and we'd go to his house. He'd open up a cigar with whatever humidor, we'd all just smoke cigars and drink in pitch black in his driveway. Like all you can see is the burnt end at the end of the
yep.
like Captain Price in Call of Duty. And no, and it was just those types of nights are I think in general just like getting together with friends or just hanging out and just bullshitting is fun.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing right now for my podcast.
Yeah. I like this. This is
yeah.
great,
No, I just fucking hanging out and talking about shit.
Yeah, that's a cool idea, man. Like it's a cool concept. It's a great idea. You can make this room. Well, I mean, I guess you can't do it here, but get a house. You can insulate.
When I buy my house,
make an insulated room.
I want to make a creative room that will have my desk in it. I want to get that desk and extend it so I can make part of it where it is now. Like my computer's hooked up to it. I have my 2 monitors and whatever. And then the extension will be a 2-sided, like an L shape or something. And I'll have the podcast set up there. So like it'll just be right to the computer, whatever. And like I can make it like my podcast studio / computer session / game room / whatever.
Yeah.
And I could paint the walls with cool shit.
You could do whatever the fuck you want.
Soundproof shit.
It's the beauty of being a homeowner.
Damn. Yeah, no, I can't wait. I'm a little ways away. Yeah.
It's tough on Long Island.
Nicole and I both got bonuses, which was nice.
Nice.
So that definitely was a big boost in our savings.
Yeah. Are you in any stocks?
I am.
Did you get in on GME?
No. By the time I heard about it, it was already up there. Yeah. I have friends though. I saw memes about it and I scrolled right past it. I didn't think to even look at what it meant. I saw it, haha, whatever, and whatever. And then a kid that I went to high school with was posting pictures, like screenshots, and he was like, "Holy shit, I can't believe this is real!" And it's like he's got 10,000 in gains. Holy shit, this is really happening. He's got 20,000 in gains.
He must have bought in low.
And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like the kid made 10,000 in a day, and I'm like, what is going on? And then he posted something that was another screenshot, like a couple hours after that, and it was like, yo, I'm tattooing GMC and AMC on my ass. And like
he's definitely on Reddit.
100%.
Yeah. He's
and
on Reddit,
he literally took a screenshot and he was up like 27 grand in a couple days. And like the first couple, and he was like, "This is unbelievable" or whatever. Like, I can't believe this is really happening. Like, I was like, "Holy shit!" I was like, "What's going?" And that's when I started looking into it.
I got into it a little late. I was on the Wall Street Bets. I was subscribed to it, but I never really took it that seriously. I'm a big Reddit guy, and I remember seeing the GME threads, and my friend would text us about it like all the time about it, and I didn't take it seriously at all at first. And I saw the threads like back in early January. I was like, "This isn't gonna nothing's gonna happen. Like this is bullshit." And then it got up to like $40 or something like that. I think it went from it started off at like 8, and then it went to like 15 or 20, and then it went to 40, and then it was at 40 for like 2 weeks, I think. And then it started taking off that one day. And I pulled, so I had stock in Tesla that I originally invested in when I got into the stock market when COVID started, which I bought like one share of Tesla, and I pretty much just grew that to like $1,000 essentially. It was like small stuff. Like I just did it on the side. So I took all the stuff that I made through that, I think it was like $2,000, and I put it into GME when it was at like 120 or so. And then it skyrocketed to 400. I made like $6,000 in like 2 hours or something. And then it started going down again. My problem was this was all happening during the workday, and like I'm stressed.
It's like you're watching about it,
because that stock is just so volatile. It can go from 100 to 150 within minutes. So it's like I'm just.
It had like a brief explosion like 2 days ago.
Yeah, it did. It went up this week again, and it's like I thought about going back in, but then I'm like thinking back to when I was in it, and it was just so stressful because all I wanted to do was check my phone and look at like the ticker and just see like how much I made. And so I actually sold at an okay time. I sold at like I think 360 or 380. So I made $6,000 on it, which was great because my portfolio started off at 500, and I turned that into $6,000 over a couple months. So I pulled that, and then I killed my Robinhood account after what they did. So I transferred all my Robinhood funds into a Fidelity account because fuck Robinhood.
I agree.
Yeah, but that was some bullshit what they did. Like that was some bullshit. Because I truly believe that if they didn't do what they did, I think the stock could have gone up to at least maybe 600-700. Because that day that they paused,
they capped everything. They capped everything. They locked it down.
Yeah,
that's fucked up. You can't do that.
They straight up.
This is a quote unquote free market society.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah, they manipulated the stock market. That's exactly what they did, and they're getting all the flack.
Did you see the conference call that was had Elon Musk and the founder of Robinhood in it?
I didn't see that. No.
So it was someone else was in there watching it. It might have been a Clubhouse. So they were like the speakers or whatever. And Elon was like, so yeah, I don't know what the guy's name is, Billy. Yeah, Billy, like, why'd you do that?
Oh, Vlad,
why'd you do that, Vlad? And he's like, oh, like, and the rules and whatever. And he's like, are you being held hostage? Tell me.
Yeah.
Guys, it's just Elon here. No one else is in the room with me. Blink twice if you're being held hostage, Vlad. And like he like nervously laughs, like ha 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 ha. No, everything's fine, Elon. Thanks. And like, it was funny.
He definitely had somebody behind him telling him what to do, because there was somebody for sure manipulating whatever the decisions that he was making, because it was just not right. He's like, the Robinhood app is all about quote unquote the little guy. Like that was like his whole purpose of forming the app and creating the app, and it was great. And it is funny because like I really loved Robinhood. I loved the UI, like the user interface of it, because it was just so easy to use, and for somebody like me just getting into it and kind of just like, yeah, like essentially treating the stock market like a casino. Like that's really what it is. Like you're betting on something. And it was so easy to use because it didn't have all like the clustered numbers of shit that you just don't understand. They just made it so simple and easy, and it sucks that they had to do what they had to do. But now I'm off of it. Fuck them, bunch of bitches. Now I'm on Fidelity.
I bought some Tesla.
Did you buy the dip this week?
No.
Where'd you buy? Or what did you buy in?
I bought it 2 weeks ago. It was a small dip when I bought it. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like what it is now.
It dipped.
It tremendously.
Yeah.
Everything went down. But I bought some Tesla. I got with part of my bonus.
Yeah, just hold it.
I just want to buy a whole share. I'm going to hold it. It's long term.
Yeah, it's a long term stock.
Tesla is not going anywhere.
It's going to be here.
I just finished reading his book, or his audiobook. Elon Musk, he's a genius among geniuses. Mm-hmm. And Tesla is not going anywhere. It's going to continue to grow.
It's going to have a rocky, we're still in the very beginning of it.
Yeah, and even reading the book, because it's all about Elon, so it talks about everything, like PayPal, SpaceX, Solar City, Tesla. He's failed a lot. He's lost billions of dollars.
Doesn't matter.
He's still not going anywhere.
Yeah, it doesn't matter when you're a multi-billionaire. Isn't he officially the richest man in the world now?
But his money, a lot of it's tied up in his companies. Like, he does a couple things for himself. He's got a nice house. Mm-hmm. He likes his cars. But like outside of that, like he could so much of his money goes back into his own companies. Because that's what he cares about. He genuinely wants to save the human race and like colonize Mars and make energy greener for people, and not in a manipulative political way, but he did Tesla because he wanted to give the option to people. Mm-hmm. And he was like, I don't think they should make a law where you have to drive an electric car, but it should be easier and accessible. Like there are companies like the Chevy Volt starting at $45,000. That's an okay price point, but it's also the technology's not there, and like whatever. He's like, I want to make a car where at first he was like the Model S. He wanted it to be a luxury car, which he pulled it off. And then he was like, you know what? I need to do the car that the everyday person could buy. $30,000 price point, the Model 3.
Yeah.
And then he's like, you know what? I need this for everybody, and I want charging stations to be all over the place. They'll be solar powered, and they'll be free, and people can get their energy for free. And I'll come to their house and repair their car if it's broken. And we don't need dealerships to scam people. We don't need salespeople. If you want a car, you go online, design it, buy it, and we'll deliver it to your house. Like, he wanted to take out all the bullshit that comes with the auto industry and give people a clean, efficient way to have a nice car.
It's fantastic. It is great. One of my goals in life is to own a Tesla.
I want a Tesla.
I want a Tesla.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. I love them. I think they're great cars, and they're fast as fuck.
They're so cool though too. Like there's an issue with fucking windshield wipers.
Yeah.
You call Tesla and say, hey, I got a problem with my windshield wipers. And then they wirelessly, like someone would, like when they go, I can't think of the word. They go into your computer. What's that word?
They go into your, like they remote.
Like if you call, remote. They
Remote access.
Remote access into your computer. Like if you need tech help to fix your computer at
Right.
work or whatever. And they remote access your Tesla. They figure out what code's wrong. You need to update your software, whatever. Boom. You wake up in the morning, your car's fixed.
That's fucking sick. That's where we need to go. That's what
you need it.
Yeah.
You have an issue. You go on the app. You call somebody. Hey, something's wrong with my car. Whatever. They'll do it wirelessly, or if they have to, they'll come to your house and give you a loaner Tesla.
That's fucking sick.
So you don't have to worry about it.
It's so cool.
There's so much headaches around the auto industry and scam artists and all this shit. He wants to take all of that out. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. And they have those cool little stores where you can go in and view, like, and that's what they need to do. Like, you don't need a dealership.
They hired someone that used to work for Apple.
Yeah, I heard about that actually.
And then that's how that came to fruition. He was one of the marketing guys that worked for Apple, and he was like,
"It's a great idea."
He's like, you know how people love going to Apple and touching shit? You should do that for Tesla. And he was like, okay.
But that's what their dealerships should essentially be.
That's
like,
what they are. They
yeah,
don't have
like you,
dealerships.
like yeah, because like
those
you look
are
at, like,
their
normal,
quote unquote dealerships.
Yeah, like you look at like a normal Ford or Honda dealership, and it's like they have all like that giant lots with all the cars and shit. And it's like, you don't need that. Like, I just want to go into a store. I can see, like, all the models that you have. Like, just give me one version of each model. Like, I guess, like, fully kitted. So that way you can see the full potential of it. And you can pick and choose what you don't want. And then I'll build it myself in the store and then ship it to my house.
And that's another thing. Every car comes with virtually everything.
Mm-hmm.
The only things that are extra are, like, the performance things. So the Model S, you can get the 1 motor, the 2 motor, or the 3 motor.
Mm-hmm.
The price will go up exponentially, but you're also getting, instead of 0 to 60 in 6 seconds, the 3 motor is like 0 to 60 in like a second
It's wild.
and a half or some
It's
shit.
wild.
Like ludicrous speed mode.
Yeah.
But like other than that, there's that, and then the only other option is the self-driving option, which like the intelligent blah 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 whatever, which is I think it's like $10,000. But like because everything else comes with the car, if there are other things that come out that you want, a lot of it is via software.
You can just
because
get it,
everything is controlled by a central computer. It's not all mechanical. So you can call Tesla and say, "Hey, I want to add this
That's
package,"
a genius idea.
and then they just upload it to your car.
Yeah. Install the hardware that has the potential of being upgraded via software. Like that's
another
a
thing,
genius idea.
which they do or don't do is they don't have model year cars.
Mm-hmm.
The Model S, the Model S.
Yeah.
There's no 2020 Model S or 2021 Model S.
It's all the same. Yeah.
I mean, you could look at it and say, "Oh, it was made in such and such year," but that's not how they look at it.
Mm-hmm.
The Model S, the Model S, until they make a facelifted version, and then they might call it something else or have some other code word, Model S2 or some shit. But he's not about that. And even with building his rockets, it's like he's a genius.
He is. It's really crazy that we get to actually witness all this happening too. Like I feel like we're lucky to kind of see this kind of forming,
it's cool.
You know, like I signed up. I don't know if you watch the Super Bowl. You're not a big sports guy. You can get.
I watched the Super Bowl.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
But you don't really care about sports.
I don't give a
right?
fuck.
Yeah, you don't care about sports.
But I'll watch the playoff games and Super Bowls and stuff.
Yeah. So they had that commercial where they had they're doing the commercialized mission to space where you.
I saw that. Nicole saw that too. She's like, "What?
I signed up for that."
To go to space?
Yeah. Yeah. It was you donate to St. Jude and you get like X amount of entries, and depending on how much you donate. So I donated like $50 or whatever it was. It was like I think it was like 25 entries. So I'm like, fingers crossed, maybe I'll get picked for that and go and fly off to space. It's like I think it's like a 3-day mission.
Wow.
How sick would that be?
I mean, cool. Good for you. I don't want to do it.
I love to do it. You'd make history, dude. You'd be the first civilian to go into space.
It's cool. It's definitely cool.
I mean, I guess there's a little risk involved, but it's a little bit.
There's risk with anything.
Yeah.
It's risky driving to work.
Exactly. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. So I hope that I get picked because I'd love to be flying up there and going around the Earth.
Whose rocket is it?
I think it's Tesla.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Pretty sure it's Tesla.
Yeah, and that's another thing. It's like he brought on designers that did Tesla stuff to help with SpaceX, and he helped a lot with the designing of the original, not the original, the Roadster, but the Model S and stuff with I think the platform they started with was a C-Class Mercedes or something, and they tore it apart and then rebuilt it with their batteries and shit. But he literally put, like, they got laptops, and he's like, why do we need all these fucking buttons? We could do, like, we have a smartphone. Why can't we put a smartphone in the car? Like, so he, like, was getting different laptops and holding them up to the center of the dash and saying which one would work, and they decided with the 17-inch screen, they could do everything, whatever, and they built the rest of the interior around this 17-inch powerhouse. So with SpaceX, he was like, you know, it takes them 3 years and $100 billion to build a rocket for, like, Boeing to build a rocket. He goes, it's all with outdated shit because it took them so long to build it. Like, if we use the technology that we have today and we bust our ass to build it, I could build what they built in a third of the time in a year for a tenth of the cost. $10 billion instead of $100 billion or some shit.
Yeah.
And he started doing that. And, like, he was, like, hated by the space community for a brief period of time. He probably still is.
It's progressive, yeah.
Because he's like, he would do these unveilings of, like, the interior of the, like, where the cockpits and shit. And it was, like, a comfortable ass Model S interior, but a rocket ship. People are like, you can't do that. He's like, why do you need to have 87,000 buttons in a fucking spacecraft?
Yeah.
Why? Even commercial planes. Why do you need 87,000 buttons if you can more easily control and identify everything from a touchpad?
Right.
So he's a madman.
It's funny too, like going back to like working around building the car around the touchscreen. Did you ever see the video of the guy that got pulled over with a cop that thought that he had a laptop on the console, or it was like a tablet on the center console? This guy got, like, obvious, you know, like Teslas are rigged with cameras everywhere. They have like an interior camera, exterior, whatnot. So there's this video of this guy on YouTube. He got pulled over by a cop, and the interior camera's recording. And the cop pulls up to the window, and he's like, "No, why I pulled you over?" And the guy's like, "No, I don't. I mean, I was doing the speed limit." And he's like, "You can't have a tablet on your center console." And the guy's like, "It's not a tablet. It's part of the car." And the cop had like no clue. He's never seen a Tesla.
Oh shit!
Yeah. And then the cop started talking, like, it just had like casual conversation. Like the cop was mad cool because he like realized he was wrong. He was like, "So that thing like controls like the whole car?" Like, and the guy's like, "Yeah, like do AC from here and the touchscreen. Like it's all built in." And the cop's like, "All right, you're good to go. That's pretty sick, man. You're good to go."
That's like, wild.
Yeah, dude. It's so cool how they design those cars, man.
My landlord has one. I don't know if it was out there.
I think I did see it.
Right in front.
That's a Jeep.
No, so it's not out there then. He parks right here, right in
front
of the garage.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I see it. Oh, is that the Subaru? Oh, that's a Subaru Outback. That guy got.
Yeah.
I don't see that other guy with the Impreza all kitted out.
But the yeah, no, he got that. He bought it secondhand, but even that, like, you buy it secondhand, it's still mint.
Still a Tesla.
Still a Tesla.
It's fucking sick.
No maintenance. Like,
I know.
Nothing to worry about.
I one day when I own a house and I have the financial stability to own multiple cars, the dream. I wish one of those cars is a Tesla. One Tesla, one Subaru, and then one Jeep type of car. Doesn't have to be a Jeep, but
I got a Subaru. What do you need a Jeep
for?
for?
Well, because what if I have a kid? I don't want to be a minivan guy.
It's okay. Okay.
Are you gonna get a minivan when you have a kid?
No.
Yeah. My stomach just growled.
Wow.
I don't know if the mic.
That was audible. That was audible. I mean, I had that Jeep Grand Cherokee, and I got rid of it for Nicole's Outback. That Outback shits on that Jeep in the snow.
I had my Jeep. Remember my Jeep? My Subaru.
I plasti dipped that shit.
You did. Made it look pretty cool. My Subaru handles the snow better than my Jeep did. The only advantage that Jeeps have is the well, in my case with my specific Subaru, because it's low, it's just the clearance.
They're higher. Yeah, the
that's really all it is.
Same thing with Nicole's Outback, because it's more of like a wagon than a truck.
Yeah,
for sure.
They're great though. I mean, but yeah, I guess that's a good, like. I love WRX. I love that fucking car, dude. Like, I'd never want to get rid of that car. Like, I'm so in love. I've never had a car where it's like when I first got my Jeep,
I got the bug.
Yeah.
You've got the bug.
Well, I got bit by the bug the last Subaru. I didn't even have a WRX. My last Subaru wasn't a WRX. It was just a normal Impreza hatchback. And once I got that and I saw like all the WRXs zipping around out there, I was like, oh God, I need one. I need that WRX. And then once I got my job in the city, I was like, all right, it's time to pull the trigger. Because it's just been I've always wanted to, like, I've always loved WRXs, like, for years. Like, they were like in the early 2000s. Like, they were like the cool, like, rally car. They're neat. They're fun. It's a good car.
Yeah, I'll take one.
The next one's going to be an STI, maybe.
Ooh. Now you fancy.
Get the manual transmission in.
Get me a fancy spoiler.
They're nice, man. They're so nice. They have like the only thing is like I am not experienced with manual transmissions.
You'll learn.
The only reason I got this one as the CVT is because I was commuting full time. So I was like, I did not want to drive 5 days a week with a manual transmission.
I did it.
I don't want to do that.
It's fun.
Doesn't it get boring? Like,
No.
not boring. Doesn't it get like annoying though? Like,
makes driving fun.
But if you're waking up at like 6 a.m. to drive,
I did.
I can't do it.
Driving was fun. Some people hate that. Some people like, ugh, I don't want to. Driving manual in traffic is terrible. Like, I had fun.
Okay.
To each their own, though.
I missed that GTI. That was a fun GTI.
Yeah, I wish I still had it. I basically think that with like every other car I get.
I remember when we pulled into Suffolk that one day and you whipped that turn at like 45 miles an hour. Got it up on like 2 wheels pretty much and really thought I was going to die that day.
Yeah, that happened. Yeah.
I was shaking in my boots. I was fucking.
But did you die?
Didn't die.
There you go.
Didn't die. Would have flipped on my side though. I may have died.
Volkswagens are safe, bro.
They are safe.
The one thing they got is the entire outer shell frame is one piece.
That's pretty neat.
So, like in a lot of cars, like the frame might be welded to the body. You know what I mean? The Volkswagen is one solid piece. Mm-hmm. So it's much more unlikely to break apart and kill its passengers.
That's good to know.
Yeah, just good. Yeah, man. So what's it like working in big tech?
And I wouldn't call it big.
You're
tech.
not big tech,
yeah,
but you're
tech.
What's it like working in the tech world, the progressive tech world?
The progressive tech world, yeah, man. I mean, it's nice. It has its perks for sure. I feel like I'm very lucky to work for a company that's very progressive with a lot of the like benefits, current day benefits. Like we get like unlimited PTO and whatnot. I don't want to plug my company in or anything, so I'm not going to say the name. I don't know if I'd get in trouble or whatnot, but it's nice having stuff like that. And the work from home benefit obviously is huge nowadays. And when all this is over, I'm still going to work from home probably like twice a week. Like I do miss going in. I miss working in the city. I've always loved New York City. I've always wanted to work in New York City. So it was so nice when I finally got the job there. It was like a dream come true. And then COVID hits, and it's like,
yeah,
I got a nice year in though there. So
it was a nice upgrade from your last job.
Yeah, Apple, good old Apple days. Retail in general, it's a good upgrade from retail in general. Like that was my goal when I started working at Apple. I said to myself, I'm like, this is it. This is the last retail job I'm gonna work. And then something happened. Like one thing clicked one day. The specific event was I put in for time off for like a couple weeks in advance for my cousin's daughter's like christening. My very close cousin, so it was like kind of a big deal.
You're close with all your cousins. I
yeah,
feel
we
like.
have a big family, pretty close. So I put in for time off, and it was like literally like a month out, like a month in advance for one Saturday or Sunday, whatever. It was probably Sunday because it was like a religious thing, and they denied it. And it's not even like it was like a big like iPhone launch or anything like that. It was just like a random Saturday, like Sunday, weekend day, whatever it was. And I got so mad at that, and that triggered me. That was just like, all right, the fact that I'm getting denied for a weekend day off, like I can't even live my life. Like all my friends are off on the weekends. I can't do things. So I just started applying to tech companies, and then I got lucky, landed a job, and it's been great. Yeah. The Monday to Friday life, can't beat it.
You're right by Bryant Park, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like literally, like you walk out my office, make a left, Bryant Park's there. It's a great spot. 5-minute walk from Penn Station.
Cause I work also that big corporate building. Remember, I was there that one day for an interview thing.
Yeah. Well, isn't the
It's literally
the
in
Bank
Bryant
of America
Park.
Towers is by?
It's in Bryant Park.
Yeah, it's Bryant Park.
Yeah.
The Salesforce Towers there, Bank of America or BOFA, whatever you guys are called.
That's what people say, but
BOFA.
I've only heard one Bank of America employee say BOFA.
Yeah, I call it. It's the name of the app on my
B
phone.
of A.
I call it BOFA.
B of A.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great location. It's probably the best location for a Long Island commuter because you get off of Penn and you have the option to walk in the summer, spring, fall. I always walk. It's literally a 5-minute, 10-minute walk. On rainy days, I could just take the subway straight from Penn, take the one line, and it's literally like a 1-minute subway ride. I get off, my office is right there if I need to. So I take the subway a lot in the winter, but other than that, it's such an easy walk. It's great. But we were actually we've upsized so much. We upscaled a lot. We were supposed to move before COVID hit. We were supposed to move buildings. We were supposed to get a bigger building. And obviously COVID hit. That went on hold. We did a hiring freeze, and then we lifted the hiring freeze. And since then, we've hired, I think, like 80 people or maybe even more. Yeah, I think we've hired more.
And it's like a cloud company or something, right? Security company? I don't
know.
know.
No, it was a commercial real estate software. That's what it is. Yeah.
That's
so
way
it's like way off. The actual term would be like SaaS, software as a service.
SAS?
Yeah, SAS.
That's what Captain Price was a part of.
Yeah. Well, SaaS actually is software as a service.
Oh.
Yeah, Captain Price was SAS.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
millions of people used to live here.
Now it's a ghost town. Bravo 6 going dark.
Exactly.
But yeah, man, it's we've grown so much. So I think last year when the freeze started, we were like around like 150 employees, and now we're north of like 250 or maybe actually no, I think we're north of 300. But we've hired a shit ton of people. So when we go back, I don't know if we're gonna fit in that office. So I don't know what's gonna happen. So they were looking. I heard rumors were like they're looking at like FiDi, which would mean I would have to commute to Penn, then have to take a subway to downtown, which would be a bitch. So going back to remote work, it's nice that I could work remote. It's because I would do that 2 days a week. So
how do you like being at home all day?
Yes and no. Like at first it was great, like, sleeping in
100%.
Yeah, like because working in the city and living on Long Island, I had to wake up every day at, I think I'd set my alarm for like 6 a.m. or 6:15, and I would commute. So I would catch like a 7:15 train and then get to the office or get in the city by like 8:30, 8:45. So it was like a 2-hour commute. So I'd wake up at 6 and I essentially wouldn't start working till 9. So that was like a 3-hour, like I've been up for 3 hours by the time I get to the office. Damn. Yeah, so they were long days. But now working from home, it's nice because I can sleep in till, I don't have to log on till 9 a.m. So I'll set my alarm for 8 a.m. and then kind of snooze until like 8:30 and then just kind of do my morning routine, make my coffee, chill for a bit. So that's nice. But being stuck home all the time, not fun. Not fun. It is nice though. I did actually just complete my home office. Like, I don't know if you remember my room.
I do.
That upstairs area. Yeah. So started off working in my room all the time. And then I converted that upstairs loft into my home office. So I have like my own desk in there. I have a standing desk right by my window, so I can click the button, stand up when I want. It's great. So that's pretty cool. So I have a separation between my room and my office now, which was huge. Now I don't feel like a fucking hermit anymore. I mean, I still feel
go somewhere.
Yeah, because I go now. My commute is like 15 steps instead of 5 steps.
Nicole has these curtains here to cover her desk, so when she's not working, she can't see it. So it's like she's not even there anymore. Whereas when it was out here, she would walk past it.
The things you do, man.
And she was like, "Oh my god, I can't walk past it anymore."
You got a pause button? A little bathroom break.
Go for it. All right. So the new legend in Apex Legends is Australian.
I thought no, Octane was like Spanish or something.
Yeah.
So he's Australian.
They're extremely diverse cast of characters. But Fusey from the land down under. Well, actually, he's from a planet called Salvo or something, but he's Australian. and it's awesome.
Interesting.
It's awesome.
Love me an Australian accent.
Yeah, they have everybody in there almost.
Pretty much, yeah.
Australian, Scottish, French,
Scotland.
Spanish, Indian, straight, gay, non-binary.
Wait, what does a straight person sound like? Like
I don't know. Well, I guess there's a few of them, but like, cause there's lore surrounding the characters, and every season there's like in-game collectibles that if you get them, you unlock like comic strips.
Yeah.
And they tell a story. So it's like it builds like more lore around the characters. So there's no story mode, but doing the extra little collectible shit tells more of a story to the characters. So there are things that happen in those side stories that they add voice lines for during the game. My friggin' like left nostril just like, how about some allergies? But like, so this guy double crosses that guy or whatever in the story. And then if you play as those two guys in the game and like, you know, one of your teammates is the guy that hates the other guy, he'll like when you go to revive him or something, he'll be like, I'd rather you're dead, but I guess I need you for now. Or like, you pick him up or something like that. So they do stuff like that. But like, I don't know what that has to do with characters being straight or not, but you do see like, one of the characters, Gibraltar, is gay, and like in one of the stories, like one of his former lovers is like in the thing, and like whatever.
Wait, Gibraltar is the big guy, right?
He's the big
Hawaiian guy,
the big Islander guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what island. He might be Hawaiian.
Islander guy.
I call him Islander. It's, you know, he could be from New Zealand.
We don't like. We don't like that team.
He's the big Ranger guy. But yeah, no. And then Bloodhound is non-binary.
Yeah, he.
I was saying he before, but it's they.
They, yeah. I don't know.
I am Bloodhounder. Whatever. It's voiced by a woman, but then they put like a filter on it, and you never see any of their skin ever. But like apparently, according to the lore and whatever, they're non-binary. To each their own. But like, I think it's cool though that they have a diverse cast of characters because they all bring their own little flavor to the table.
Yeah.
Because like. This season, it's an Australian guy. The season before was a Scottish lady, and the season before was an Indian chick. And they're all like very unique. They all have these crazy personalities that like you like them more because they're outlandish. Right. You know, like it's cool.
Yeah, man. I mean, I gotta get back into it.
But that's what all stemmed from me saying, "Cheers, mate."
Cheers, mate.
But yeah,
Great Barrier Reef.
What do you mean? We've got what's that old video? That old YouTube video. We've got plenty of beers over here. We got Founders
Ale,
Foster's, Mushroom Bobby your back of your throat. What?
Dude, I love the Australian accent. That accent and Scotland. Little Scotland. It's a good accent.
Yeah, the Scottish chick looks like Miss Frizzle from Magic School
I feel
Bus.
like I saw memes on that on Reddit.
One of her skins has like one of the dress patterns that Miss Frizzle wears. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, she's cool. But anyways, back on to other things. I don't know. Was there anything you wanted to talk about?
I don't know. I honestly didn't even really.
This is the least prepared I've ever been for one of my own podcasts.
I mean, I didn't even come with like any sort of agenda. I kind of just figured I'd wing it and just talk. I was very nervous at first, and I was like, oh, this is like kind of a conversation.
We're chilling, bro.
Yeah, we're just chilling, drinking some drinky poos, having a good time. Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. It's just good to see it, man. I mean, it's been like a year pretty much again. I feel like we could go through like interviews where we just intervals. We just don't see each other for like a little bit. And then this happens. And then we just catch up for like 5 hours.
Yeah.
But like you said in the beginning, it's like we have like that relationship where we can just like see each other and it's like time didn't even skip a beat.
Yeah, you know? I really like you. And it's funny because like I was saying this to someone recently. I was like, there are some people where if you don't talk to them for a couple weeks, they seemingly fall off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
And like you never see them again.
Yep.
Like, I have friends that I went to high school with. I used to talk to them every single day, and I haven't talked to them in 10 years.
Oh, yeah, so many people from high school. I just don't even... I don't even think I think I just, like, one person from high school I still talk to.
I mean, honestly.
Or two.
What do me and you really have in common besides, like, we like video games and we have, like, nostalgic shit? You know what I mean?
I know, we just talk about shit, though.
Like we just talk about anything and everything.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's bizarre.
When we used to get bagels every day, we talk about, like, life.
Yeah.
like the universe.
And a lot of way more inappropriate things.
Yeah. I'll keep the podcast a little suitable for it.
Yeah, the podcast is already, like, rated R, but we don't have to make it rated X.
Some of the yeah.
Yeah. I have friends and family that listen to this.
Yeah, so we'll keep it G or R.
Yeah. Like, when I've had friends on that are, you know, part of the church and stuff. And for them,
I don't know if I cursed.
I'll refrain from cursing as much as I can.
Yeah, I may have said the Lord's name in vain once or twice.
I don't care.
Yeah. So I apologize.
Quite frankly, neither does my pastor, and that's why he's such a cool guy, because he's like, hey, I could see your heart. I know your heart's in the right place.
Yeah.
If you say fuck or shit sometimes, and he didn't say fuck or shit, but he's like, if you say fuck or shit sometimes because, you know, that's who you are and whatever, like, be authentic you.
He doesn't curse at all.
I may have heard him say a thing or two, but not like, he's not saying shit or fuck.
Yeah.
You know,
but that's cool, though, because, like, I feel like you know, and, like, you know me, like, I'm not, like, religious anymore at all whatsoever. Like, not that I'm, like, atheist or anything. I'm just more, like, I consider myself agnostic. Like, there is or there isn't at this point. But that's what's cool about, like, the church that you guys do is, like, I think I'm friends with him on Facebook somehow. I think because I liked the church back when it first started, and then he, like, sent me a friend request, so I accepted it. But like, I see, like, the post pop up every once in a while, and I do find it cool because, like, as somebody who went to Catholic school, it's like I was always spoon fed religion and, like, that traditional mindset, like that whole, like, you know, like the traditional church shit. But, like, what's cool about, like, your church is it's just, like, so it's, like, very progressive. Like, you know, you guys do it out of, like, do you still work out of the movie theater?
Well, the movie theaters were closed for a while. So,
you know, that aside.
We couldn't, I don't know what the entirety of the whole situation is right now, but we actually bought a space. So we had, like, an office space that we called the headquarters in Amityville. And there was a music venue, which you may have heard of, called, shit. Wow. I don't know. It was a music venue. It was like a bar music venue kind of joint.
In Amityville, right?
In Amityville, on the corner of this Broadway and
I actually think I've been there. I think I know what you're talking about, but I don't know the name.
Holy crap. Oh my God. I know. I can't believe I can't remember it. But anyways, they went out of business because of COVID. Mm-hmm. And so we bought that space and gutted the whole thing. And they're turning that into our, like, first real church location.
Mm-hmm. That's
but
awesome.
I mean, it's still going to be, like, former music venue type joint.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, my pastor, he looks at things through the lens of, like, if you're churchy church, then you're attracting other people who are churchy church. Mm-hmm. And his goal is to help as many people as possible through any means necessary without breaking God's laws, man's laws, or doing unethical things. So if I got to be a real dude for someone to listen to me, then I'm going to be a real dude. He's a real dude. He's married. Yeah. He's got kids. He's got a beard, sleeve of tattoos, used to be a raging alcoholic, like, rock star, like, normal dude. Mm-hmm. And he's very, very smart. He's like Elon Musk of the church world, I'll say, in the way that he looks at things with, like, people don't know what they need kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Like, people didn't know they wanted a Tesla until Elon Musk made the Tesla.
Right.
So I feel like he kind of looks at things through that lens, and, you know, people don't know that they want to listen to an inspiring message or whatever until they've heard one. And you're not going to do that by being a churchy church. So, like, he started doing a live at 5. No, wrong person. My friend Anthony Spark does a live at 5. Pastor Mike does live at lunch. Every day he goes live at noon, and he He's in his office, walking down the street, whatever, talking about anything. Marriage, business, church, entrepreneurship, technology, whatever. He could be talking about anything. It's obviously all rooted in the same thing, but broad spectrum. He's very well spoken. He started during COVID because people couldn't go to church. Mm. And in the past, I think it was like 6 months or something, his videos have been reaching over 2 million people a month for the past 6 months.
2 million?
2 million.
That's wild. That's sick.
And it's because he's not being a churchy church.
Is he posting this on YouTube?
It's on. He streams live on Facebook.
Okay.
But he only recently realized how large of a footprint he was making, and now we're trying to capitalize on some different things. But the fact is like, and like Facebook, you can stream games too, and you get like
it is a stream. It does have a streaming service. Yep.
Facebook bits and stuff like that, and stars and whatever, which is like equivalent to money and stuff, and people can make donations. He didn't even know that. He was just doing it to do it. Mm-hmm. And then someone else that's part of the team that's a streamer was like, "Holy crap! Like, look at your logistics." And he was like, "Oh, well, that's great," you know. He's not doing it for any kind of accolade or money or whatever. He's a very, very humble person. And like I said, he just wants to make people feel loved and important and part of a community, whatever the case may be. So he tries to do it as diverse as possible. Mm-hmm. So he's got they do all kinds of groups and, you know, father groups, mother groups, gamer groups, nerd groups, young adult groups, which I went to one of the young adult ones one time. We literally we met up in Long Beach on the beach. There was like 30 or 40 of us. We were grilling food. We were hanging out, playing games, chilling. One guy brought his guitar, started jamming. We're all singing together and shit. It was just like a cool, chill time.
That's sick.
And I'm like, but then the bystanders, you know, you have people walk by and they're like, "You guys look like you're having a dope time. Like, this guy's putting on a freaking performance over here with his guitar. Like, can we watch? Like, because they see that we're a group kind of thing." And we're like, yeah, sure, why not? And then it all stems back to like, oh, we're part of a community that has a larger picture. Mm-hmm. You could be a part of that or not, but you could still hang out.
Yeah.
You're not welcome. Yeah. Like one of our first mission statements was V1 Church is the church for the misfits. Like the ones that regular churches throw out.
Right.
Which is why I didn't even own a Bible until I planted a church.
Right. That's awesome. Yeah. No, that's really cool. That's like a sick mentality, man.
That's what I think it should be about. I don't like churchy churches.
I feel like churchy, well, especially like our age group too. Like I just feel like a lot of the churchy churches are like driving like our age group away.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree. It's unfortunate, but you know, my friend Peter is a youth pastor at a different church, and he's trying to bring this mentality to his church where, and they're a pretty big, already well-off church, but for him it's like teenagers and young adults. What do they want to do? They listen to podcasts. They play video games, whatever. So like he started a podcast. Mm-hmm. And it's not necessarily only to talk about God and the Bible and blah, 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 but just like have normal conversations with normal people.
Yeah. There we go again.
Damn! But yeah, so no, I'm excited. I mean, I don't really do as much in the church as I used to. I used to be a big part of like their online presence and their Instagram and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I don't do any of that anymore. The baton has been passed. Mm-hmm. But I'm glad to say that I was a part of it, and it's growing and and it's impacting people, and that's cool to me.
Yeah.
That
you laid the foundation.
You know, me and 18 people made the decision that we were just gonna like, all right, let's plant a church, see what happens. We'll do it out of a movie theater. Let's see what happens. Like, and
what have you guys grown to?
No, it is where it is.
You're started at 18, and
I think the highest in-person service we had before COVID
mm-hmm.
was I think the Easter before COVID. And it was like over 500 people.
That's wild.
Where we knew we wouldn't fit in the movie theater, and we actually went to the space at Westbury. I don't know if you've been there, but it's like a venue. Like you could see rock bands and comedians and shit there. Their capacity is much larger, obviously. And we rented it out for Easter service, which has statistically the most people go to church on Easter and Christmas. and we went there and we had over 500 people.
That's wild.
And that was the church only being 3 years old.
Yeah.
So from 18 to 500, it's pretty gnarly. To now there's thousands of people following, millions of people
Big
watching.
online presence, yeah, and that's what you need
Crazy.
nowadays. Do you guys give the body of Christ out too? Or is that not part of the
we
service?
do that for special. I don't know if they do it once a month or if they do it for special occasions, but they do.
Mm-hmm.
They stay true to some biblical traditions. Baptizing, they'll do a baptizing thing, which is cool. The way that they do it, I think. I've never been to other baptisms, but they do group baptisms where it's like we're all hanging out and then getting baptized, kind of thing. Like I got baptized in the at Jones Beach, and like we literally were like, "Yo, let's go do this baptism like after church," and like we organized it. Everyone got a shirt, and like we literally went to Jones Beach as a caravan of people. And then we just like went in the ocean and we're like, boom, you're baptized. We're at the beach hanging out, like whatever. It was cool. And then another time we were like, all the original people that got baptized at the beach were like, yo, that water was pretty rough. Like, I don't know, like the founders have gotten baptized. Do we really want like the people that we want to stay in our church get baptized at the beach? Like it was pretty rough. So the next time I convinced my mom to let us use our backyard in the old house that had the pool.
Yeah.
And we did it in the pool. So like everyone came to my mom's house.
Yeah.
We hung out, and then everyone got baptized in my mom's luxurious pool and hung out on her patio. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but they do the body of Christ in the thing, and it's like a little 2-in-1 thing. It's not a real piece of bread.
Yeah, no, I know what it is. I'm familiar with
the
it.
little wafer thingy.
I have a hard time. I have a hard time swallowing it. I can't do it.
How big is the one you're talking about? Shut the fuck up, okay? The one I'm talking about is like this big, though.
Yeah, it's like no. I have a hard. It's not the size. Damn. Oh, all right, keeping it R-rated.
It's the texture?
Yeah, it's the taste. I can't do the taste.
I don't think it tastes like anything.
It's so dry, and I don't know. It just tastes like cardboard to me.
The ones we have don't taste like anything.
I mean, like when you bite it though, like it's maybe it is the texture. I guess it doesn't really have a taste. I guess it was a texture. Like when I was biting on it, it used to just taste like I was eating cardboard. I couldn't.
Yummy.
And I knew people who loved it. Like I had friends like that would like, like back in like 8th or 7th grade when we had like altar boys in like our class because we had to go to church. Like I think back in elementary school we went to church like once a month. So we had like altar boys that also like had to go to church like I think they had to do like mass like once a week, whatever it was. I didn't do it. They would steal. I think some of them
They're
stole.
so good. I'm gonna take them home.
They would steal the wafers or whatever they are, and they would eat them. And like I'm like, why are you stealing that? Like it tastes disgusting. I don't see the reason behind it. Like, and they were like, oh, it's so good. Oh my god, how do you not like it? It tastes not. I don't want to like offend anybody because it's the body of Christ, quote unquote, but like it tastes bad.
I don't think in that context it's really counting as the body of Christ.
I mean, let's be real.
But yeah, I get it.
I did go to one church one time. I don't know if it was a Catholic church. I forgot why I was even there. I think it was like an Easter thing. I think it may have been like a Lutheran. I forgot what it was. They gave out legit bread, like actual bread.
I've been to a church before. They gave real pieces of bread.
Yeah, real
like
pieces
it was actually
of bread.
it was like pita bread, and they cut it into squares.
That's dope.
I
got
love
real
pita
bread. I got
bread.
like it was like Italian bread. It was like a little square of
nice.
Italian bread. Yeah, it was fucking. I mean, carbs, but
Delicious.
Yeah.
I eat a whole loaf of Italian bread.
Oh god, the best when you're cooking. You ever like cook sauce and you just while you're cooking the sauce, just dip the Italian bread? That's like the best way to eat it. Oh.
We went to Nicole's cousin's house, like I told you last night. She made eggplant parmesan, chicken parmesan, shrimp parmesan, and then cut a bazillion Italian loaves of bread in half, so everyone got half of a Italian bread, and I made a chicken, shrimp, eggplant, parmesan hero.
Oh my god.
That was good, son.
Damn, that sounds good.
Yeah,
I do enjoy. I actually don't like eggplant like normally, but I love eggplant parmesan.
Eggplant parm is a whole nother level.
Yeah,
Regular eggplant by itself,
Yeah,
I don't care.
eggplant parm is like a whole different ballgame.
or like eggplant rollatini, or
Never
like
had that.
it's basically the fried eggplant
Mm,
with sauce and cheese. It's just
So
not on
good.
bread. It's the
Yeah.
same thing.
so good. I love Italian food. When I went to the city last weekend, we were me and my girlfriend did like a little staycation. It was beautiful. We got like a nice suite downtown, full like 180-degree view looking uptown. In our like master bedroom, we had like the floor to ceiling windows, and like you look out the window and the World Trade is like right there. It was gorgeous. Anyway, we went to Little Italy the second that we were there, and I got stuffed rigatoni. Oh my god.
I love stuffed rigatoni.
Oh, the best.
What
the
kind
best.
of sauce?
Vodka sauce. It was delicious. We got a bottle of wine, and it was like the classic like your vintage like hole in the wall Italian restaurant in Little Italy. Like it was perfect, and it's just so nice like doing that, like taking a break from like all this like COVID shit,
What was
like
it
actually
called?
going out. It was called I think it was called Danitos.
I only know 2 places in Little Italy. I know Lamella's, which is
Mhm.
family style stuff. Phenomenal though. And then I've been there a couple times. And then Ferrara's, which is like 120-year-old bakery.
Oh,
I don't know if either of them are still there. I hope they are, but
hope so.
I hope so.
And we didn't really walk too far. We didn't really do too much in Little Italy. We just went there for dinner. But I gotta say, a lot of that was the first time I was in the city since last year, since I stopped working in the office, and I did notice like it was definitely not as populated as it used to be, for sure.
100%.
Yeah, like we were walking Midtown, and it was like 2:00, 3:00, so a little bit before commuter rush hour. And the streets were filled. Like I was impressed by how well the streets look filled, but they weren't like what they used to be, for sure. Obviously that'll come back one day, but definitely is different.
A lot of people left.
Yeah,
And a lot of people staying inside.
it'll be. I mean, it'll. It's making its way back for sure. Like we went to Bryant Park for a bit. They had all the shops out. They had the ice skating rink, and it was actually pretty packed at Bryant Park. It was very nice. But yeah, I mean, the streets were just a little bit more empty than what I'm used to, and I'm sure it was a lot worse back in the peak of COVID. We're probably nearing towards the end now. If we had to give it like a timeline, I would assume we're towards the end. But yeah, it was definitely a bit strange seeing Times Square like not as populated as it should be. It's crazy. It's like the highest, probably the most popular tourist destination in the world. One of the most popular tourist destinations in the world. Just
Empty.
I don't want to call it a ghost town, but it wasn't. But it was definitely strange.
Yeah.
But yeah. Bless you. Bless you.
Thanks.
Just making a whole bunch of noise over there.
Yeah, I'm a noisy person today. So anything else you touch on?
I don't know what you want to get into. I mean, I like I said, I think I'm.
Who's Eric Saparito? Did we figure this out yet? I don't know. I think.
Dude, I can't give you like I don't know. You asked me that question. I was like, oh, I don't fucking know, dude. I don't have any impressive achievements.
Do you like the Rangers? You work in tech. You're a gamer. You like food.
Big Ranger fan. Yeah, tech
like
guy.
Drinking and
Love food.
you like boats.
Drinking. Like the boat.
you like Jeeps. You like Subarus.
Well, I don't really like Jeeps.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Bad taste in my mouth since the last one.
Okay.
The '98 Grand Cherokee Laredo definitely left a sour taste in my mouth. Yeah. I mean, not much else to
Boats and chillin'. You're a big boat guy. I mean, but you're in Port Jeff, so.
Well, Port Jeff, but a South Shore boater. I grew up on the South Shore in terms of boating, like a lot of Fire Island boating and.
Yeah, that's right. Your dad would keep the boat down the road from my dad in Patchogue. Remember that one time I was standing on my dad's front lawn and I saw you drive by?
I forgot about that.
I was like, holy shit.
It's like, holy shit.
I
that's Ross.
texted you. I was like, did you just drive by my dad's? What the fuck?
Yeah, man. We're South Shore. I'm definitely a South Shore boat. I do a lot of North Shore boating now because my two cousins on the North Shore have their boats there, and then I'm kind of like friends with a lot of their friends too. So we go out, hook up on the. Well, we don't hook up. We hook the boats up.
I wasn't gonna say anything. You said that, and then like
it came out of my mouth.
You said it. You like side-eyed me. You side-eyed me. You're like, did he fucking hear that?
Because it's like kind of like boater terminology. you. It came out of my mouth, and as soon as I said it, I was like, shit. You hooked the boats up.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude, fuck. But a lot of North Shore boating the past couple of years. But I like the South Shore better. More to do. Fire Island.
Fire Island.
Gay people. What? A lot of gay people over there, but they're a lot of fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No. I have someone I used to work with someone who her dad owns like 4 or 5 houses on Fire Island. And
do you know which town?
Every season.
Is it Ocean Beach area?
I have no idea. Every season they go down there, they stay in one, and they rent out the other ones. And they fucking love it though. Like she'll go for a week or a weekend or even just a day and then come back, be at work the next day.
It's one of the beauties of Long Island. We take it. I mean, I'm one of the very I will shit on Long Island night and day, but I love.
Oh,
so
we were saying it before. Would you move down south somewhere?
Yeah.
Where would you go?
Florida.
Florida, definitely.
Yeah, 100%.
It's like a joke now at this point.
Yeah, I would. I've looked. I actually did look for a while. I was very, very close to, like, going down to visit and looking at apartments in Miami and Tampa, closer to like the bigger cities down there. I love Florida. Big Florida guy. Which is weird because we're young and we're supposed to hate Florida, but I love.
I don't know. Florida's looking good to a lot of people right now.
It's
cheap.
Really
anywhere but Long Island and New York is looking great to a lot of people.
You're
right.
You're right. It's very true. I mean, Long Island is obviously, for starters, expensive as fuck, and you pay a premium to live here. Like it's obviously, we kind of take it for granted. Like we literally do live on an island. We have 2 beaches within 15 minutes of a drive between the 2 beaches the 2 shores that we can go to. It's really a beautiful place, but it's just so freaking expensive, and it's also like you got to deal with winter, which sucks. On the way over here, I was blown away at how bad the LIE was. Like I was dodging potholes left and right.
I haven't even been on the LIE in a long time.
It's terrible. Don't go on it.
You're saying that? I literally can't even remember the last time I was on the expressway.
It's terrible.
I have no reason to. My mom lives 15 minutes away, so I don't even get on any parkway.
Mm-hmm.
My dad lives a little bit of ways away, but he's on the South Shore already, so I take Sunrise.
Yeah, the LIE is bad.
And then I don't even know the last time I was even on the expressway.
My turn.
Nice.
Yeah. Man.
Nice. Burp.
I was hoping you were going to finish it.
Nice car.
There it is.
I love those.
There it is.
They just walk around. Nice guy. Nice guy.
Nice cock. Yeah, man. Fuck. The LIE
my
sucks.
favorites are like of the little kids. Like, can I get a Hoya? like the one I sent it to you where like the teacher and like the kids in the class of this like first grade or whatever, and they're like, oh yeah.
Dude, you know what's funny, man? Like I mean, I feel like we should take credit for that.
We invented it.
Like we've been doing that since like I remember the first night. I remember playing Xbox Live at you back in like fucking, oh my god, it had to be like 8th grade, and we were playing Rainbow Six, and it was like 3 a.m. And we just started making those noises, and this was like what, back in 2007, 2008, like around there.
Had to be before that.
Yeah.
We were freshmen in 2007.
Yeah. And I remember crying laughing because you were making the noise, and we just all night it was like, oh yeah. And now it's like a big thing.
Now everyone does it. Should have fucking trademarked that shit.
Should have. We really should have. It really has become such a, and I feel like it's become like almost like an everyday thing for me too. Like I got to stop myself sometimes from doing it in places that I shouldn't do it. Because I'll just do it with my other friends too. Like I've kind of like expanded it into like other friend groups. So it's just like, oh yeah. Just like randomly. Gotta keep this R-rated. We can't get into the X-rated.
Anyways.
Back to Long Island real estate.
Yeah. It sucks. It's cheaper everywhere else.
But that's why I like Florida, man, because it's like actually affordable down there. And you have beautiful weather all year round. Granted, it does get humid as fuck, but
you get used to it.
I actually enjoy. The way that I look at it, like when it's humid up, because it gets humid as fuck up here in August. Like when it's humid up here, I think of it like I would much rather deal with this than dealing with what we've been dealing with the past couple weeks with the snow. You know, don't get me wrong, I like a good snowstorm, but
I know someone who moved to Florida recently, and they're posting stuff all the time, chilling by the pool and hanging out. Pretty jealous. And I have another friend who I have another friend. I know I'm going to get a message from somebody. You kept burping the whole podcast.
It's going to be burp, paper, scissors.
Yeah. There's I have another friend who's in Hawaii right now. And I don't know what he's there for, but he just posted.
Living in Hawaii?
No. I'm pretty sure it's just vacation.
Okay.
But he just posting random stories of him. This is what I woke up to, and walking down the street and going to breakfast and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, SOB. But I mean, it's beautiful.
Hawaii is like literally the most expensive place in the world to live.
Yeah. Still America, though, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Which is like, it's cool to me because you can like go to a tropical island and they still accept US dollar and everyone speaks English. You know
it is crazy, yeah.
And it's weird when you think about it. It's like a tropical island vacation spot.
They're very tribal there,
but it's still American. Like, yeah, and that's another thing I love. I love the culture of Hawaii.
Yeah.
Like, I think all that stuff is so cool. I'm jealous that I'm just like a normal descendant of Eastern European migrants who came here 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Who have no culture whatsoever. People from our parents, like our descendant generations, for me and you specifically, was like, we came here 100 years ago, and it was you tried to be as American as possible. So no one was taught the language or the culture. You didn't speak. Your parents don't speak it. Their parents don't speak it. Whereas like probably predominantly a lot of Asian and Latin cultures come here, and they're like, you better learn that fucking language. You better remember that culture. I think I'm so jealous of that. Yeah. I think it's so cool. But like Hawaii, like, a whole nother world over there.
It is.
I think it's so cool though. And I love like their customs and like their weird food. They love to eat fucking Spam. Why? Who knows? But it's part of their culture. I think that's cool. You know what I mean? Like
it's really, I've never been there. I mean, I've seen pictures, but it looks gorgeous. Have you ever been there?
It's on the list.
On the list.
But have not been there yet, but it's definitely on the list.
It's definitely looks like a beautiful place. I always think of what's his name from Rocket Power. Is it Tito? Uncle Tito.
Uncle Tito.
The coconut don't fall far from the tree, brother.
What is it? Give me the stink eye.
Yeah, man, I would love to go. That's fucking.
Hey, you got sand in the potato salad.
The potato salad.
Rocket Power's on something. I think it's on Hulu.
You know that show only had like 3 seasons?
How?
Or 4 seasons.
I feel like I watched it forever.
I know, but it only had like 3 or 4 seasons.
That sounds like a lie.
Yeah. It's crazy. It was like, and it was such a definitive part of like Nickelodeon. Nowadays, at least. I mean, I remember watching it religiously when I was like, I would love that show. I would go out of my way to watch that show.
It was awesome. It was so cool. There's no other show like it.
Yeah. I that was like that show. I liked Rugrats, Doug. Well, was Doug on Nickel? Yeah, Doug was
Yeah.
Nickelodeon. Doug was great. The one show I watched on Cartoon Network was Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Stupid dog. You make me look bad.
That show was great.
Show was creepy as fuck.
That one episode with the ghost in the middle of the desert. I forgot. I like don't really remember what
I watched
it was,
the shit out of it, but it was weird.
Yeah, it was weird. It was very weird.
I love that Ed and Eddie. You didn't watch Ed and Eddie?
No, I didn't watch that show. I didn't really watch Cartoon Network. Courage the Cowardly Dog was the only show that I watched.
Courage the Cowardly Doge?
Doge. Doge. Too much stock market.
You have any Doge?
No, I don't.
Really?
No. Because I couldn't.
I have 508 Doge coins.
You bought it at 8 cents?
No, I bought it at like 3 cents.
Oh, at 3 cents? You have 800 coins?
No, I have 508 coins.
Or 508 coins?
I work with a guy who told us that he bought over 70,000 Doge coins. And we all laughed at him. And then he opened his app and he showed us that he had 71,622 Doge coins. And he bought it when it was a third of a cent.
How much do you have now?
It's up like $5,000. Because I think it's 5 cents now, about. Mm-hmm. He's got 71,000 coins.
That's wild. I didn't go. The main reason I didn't go into it is because I got rid of Robinhood, and Robinhood had it on their app. And then I did download Coinbase. I think it's called Coinbase. I traded some crypto for like a little bit. I bought like Bitcoin Cash. I bought Mana, and then I bought something else. I sold it all recently because the crypto market crashed. But the Dogecoin is not on there, so I didn't buy it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think it's gonna go past $1. I don't think it's gonna reach $1 ever.
Well, if it goes $1, my friend's got tens of thousands of bucks.
more than that probably.
It's wild.
Yeah, he'll probably make millions on that if he does that much. That's wild.
It's wild, for real.
Yeah, I didn't get it because I got rid of Robinhood. I was circling back. Fuck Robinhood. Yeah. So.
Rocket power.
I bought a Rocket Power t-shirt. It's like a muscle shirt thing or whatever, tank top, whatever it's called. It's fucking sick. Rocket Power, MTV. Got on the vintage tank tops this past summer.
I like that stuff.
Yeah, that's why I got that.
Nostalgia sells.
That starter jacket, my new pride and joy.
Where did you get it?
Poshmark. So I Google searched for New York Ranger starter jackets. And because I've been on the hunt for a while, and then I kind of stopped looking, and then recently my cousin found his old one, and that got me like really jealous because I wanted my Ranger starter jackets. I had one when I was a kid, but it was like a kid size, like a youth, so I don't have it anymore. But that's the same one that I had when I was a kid, but adult size. So
for context, he bought this amazing '90s New York Rangers official jacket on Poshmark. How much was it?
$100.
$100, which is what it was brand new, and we know that because it literally had the fucking tags on it.
Yeah,
literally had the tags on it. It's so cool.
It's literally the sickest thing. I got it. I was so excited. I didn't even think twice about ripping the tags off when I got it. As soon as I ripped the tags off, I'm like, should I have done that? But then I thought to myself, I'm like, I'm gonna wear it anyway. Like I'm gonna be wearing it out. So I just keep the tags in the pocket now, and it's a conversation piece at the same time.
I mean, I didn't even know any of that, but as soon as you walked in the door, I was like, holy shit, that's 90s.
Yeah.
And you were like, yeah, literally.
Yeah, literally 90s. It literally comes from you can kind of see the back emblem, the New York Rangers, like the white is definitely faded a little bit. But other than that, the rest of the coloring on it is great. It's in mint condition.
Yeah, it's
like,
awesome.
It was literally a hidden gem. I looked everywhere for the Ranger starter jackets, and one of them I came across on, I think it was on Etsy, I think. And it was like kind of like that same style. I was scrolling through the pictures, and then the last picture was, you know how on the sleeve right there you see the NHL symbol? on the sleeve it was the NBA symbol. It's like what the fuck? It was like $150. I'm not gonna pay $150 for the wrong jacket, for a fucked up jacket.
Yeah, it's so cool though. I'm jealous, and I don't even like hockey.
Hey man. The starter jackets were an icon of the 90s, regardless if you like sports or not. I had a Miami Dolphins one. I don't like the Miami Dolphins.
If only there was a Sports Plus that we could go to and you could walk around wearing that.
Remember that place? I miss that place so much.
I could only imagine the overhead of running that place.
Well, I think the owner got in trouble for tax evasion. I think that's what it was, but
I mean, it's still
nowadays, it's ice rink, bowling alley, arcade,
laser tag,
paintball. What else they have?
The whole thing was a giant
indoor
arcade.
roller coaster.
Yeah, indoor roller coasters,
and then all the food,
indoor swings,
the food court, rocket
They
climbing.
did the haunted house.
Yeah, the haunted house.
During the fall. That place was insane. It was the best place to have a birthday party. I had like 3 birthday parties there.
I remember going to a couple birthday parties there. I think I obviously probably went to one of yours. I think there was somebody else from camp that had a birthday party there too when I went to.
The place was incredible.
It really was. It really was magical. The ice rink.
Now it's LA Fitness. Fucking LA Fitness.
Fuck LA Fitness.
Well, it's LA Fitness, Whole Foods, and Petco.
Yep.
Wow. That was a place, man.
That really was. It was such a cool spot. I mean, now you got Dave & Buster's, I guess.
It's good. Not as good, but still good.
Better arcade games at Dave & Buster's, I would say. And better food. But that's about it. They didn't have the ice skating rink. They don't have the bowling rink, bowling alley. All that stuff that Sports Plus had. It was the bee's knees. Sports Plus. R.I.P.
Bumper cars. There were bumper cars there too.
Yes. They did have bumper cars. That's right.
Bumper cars. Indoor bumper cars. Place was wild, dude. I want to meet the guy who thought of that. Like, let's just put all the coolest shit from like every type of thing inside a place.
Why does he speak like Donald Trump?
I don't know. That wasn't Donald Trump.
That sounded like Donald Trump.
Now let me be clear.
Here we go.
I got the best words. It was the best indoor theme park you'd ever seen. I guarantee it.
Guarantee it. I know many people who've been there. They say great things.
They've been to other theme parks. Mine's the best. Oh, God.
Yeah, man, I fucking miss that place. So many fucking good times there. Fuck. They don't have any place like that anymore besides Dave & Buster's, but it's just not the same.
You know, if you tried to do that now, it would cost millions.
Yeah.
Just to open the doors.
Yep.
It's crazy. Think about how many people probably worked there. Like at one time, how many employees were there at one time? You know, like how many do you need just for the ice skating rink, just for the laser tag, just for the bumper cars, just for the roller coaster, just for the bowling alley?
People. Yeah.
It's wild.
I know somebody who used to work there.
Yeah?
Should ask him. I'll ask him. Curious. Apparently a lot of shady shit went down there.
It's a great cover.
That's why they're closed. Why they shut down.
They had the giant indoor slide. The carnival slide.
Yes.
I
forgot it. Yeah, you would sit on the thing. They had it was 3 slides that were next to each other. Fuck. Those were the days.
They had rock climbing there also, I'm remembering.
Yeah, the rock climbing. Yep. The indoor roller coaster.
Place is wild, man.
They don't make them like they used to.
All right, we have to open. We have to both become billionaires so we can open one.
I wish. But I would it'd have to be that same location, so we got to buy that property.
Bulldoze LA Fitness.
And yeah, fucking get rid of LA Fitness and your bullshit fucking policy about printing out cancellation forms and mailing it back. Fuck you. Fuck you, LA Fitness.
That's so dumb. I feel like that was a lie.
They do it. They purposefully make it so that it's hard to cancel, so you don't cancel. It's a good idea if you think about it. But then I bought my own shit. I mean, I didn't. I mean, I have just a row machine that I use, or I was using, for a bit. I don't do it every day anymore, but
cool. Well, it's been swell.
It has.
I think we could stop recording now. We've gone quite some time here.
It's been 2 hours.
2.5.
Holy shit.
So, yeah. So, we're closing it out. Thank you, Eric, for coming to another episode of Ross Paper Scissors.
Thank you for having me. It's been wonderful.
We appreciate you.